The following is a presentation of The Day.
The Ledyard Colonels boys basketball team is full of familiar faces, some in new places. Head coach DJ Exum, in his first year as head coach after years in New London, is challenged with creating a contender. Senior Darrell Cagle provides stability as Exum welcomes in a host of new faces looking to make an impact. Waterford is still the defending state champs, winning in 2018 and 2019. And Coach Bill Bassett needs seniors like Nolan Goldschneider, Jordan Elsey, and Sean O'Connell to tap into their past to guide the present-day Lancers towards a successful season. And they are 4-0 at the Sun. It's the champs versus the contenders, the Lancers and the Colonels, the Day Holiday Classic, live at Mohegan Sun on Game Day and theday.com. As the hardwood echoes the sounds of high school basketball's return to the Mohegan Sun, so live is the first ever Day Holiday Classic, and it's all live on Game Day. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, and what a way to tip things off. A team that last was here winning a state championship, and a team that was the last game of high school played here in an ECC final, Waterford and Ledyard.
Yeah, big-time matchup here, Casey. Early in the season in the ECC, again, I don't think Waterford's ever lost at the Mohegan Sun, and Ledyard, no stranger to the venue, losing to NFA a couple years ago in a hard-fought battle. But, you know, since then, a new coach in the mix here at Ledyard High School.
Well, you're right. Waterford 4-0 in their time here at the Sun. They have not lost, but DJ Exum comes in a wealth of experience on the bench at New London for a number of years. And I like your term for this Ledyard team. He inherits sort of a bunch of new bodies and new faces. And what'd you call it?
I call it a mystery package, if you could say that. So, again, you've got a returning guy in Cagle and a bunch of different new pieces in place and a new head coach and Game 3 into this season, and you know what better way to try to figure out where you stand in the league and how your growth as a team than to hear it against the Mohegan Sun, against a team who brings a pretty good pedigree in through the front door.
Yeah, Waterford is still the two-time defending state champions. They had 2018 and 19 of the last two. Ledyard, of course, trying to figure out how what are they going to be? What's their identity? And, of course, they'll bring in some new faces, and he'll be challenged. Coach Exum will be to figure out who's who.
Right, and I'm sure Bill Bassett doesn't want his kids to hear that we're defending state champions. This is a new group of kids. This is a new challenge for us. Again, we talked about them a little bit in the offseason, Casey, during the Summer League. We're going to be pretty good. A lot of eyes were on them and saw some different pieces of the puzzle. It's not a one-man show anymore. It's a program. Bill Bassett's been here before. So, again, another team, though, what are they going to grow like? What are they going to maturate into, week 4, week 5 into the season?
Well, if you want growth and maturation, come back again, 8 o'clock tonight, Game 2 of the Tip-Off Classic. The number 1 team in the state of Connecticut, that's a Bristol Central, led by the premier player in the state of Connecticut, Donovan Clingan, who's heading to UConn.
Sure.
I describe him as 7 feet of basketball misery for his opponents.
Yeah.
But he's playing the number 3 team in the state, East Catholic.
Yep.
And they have been the best team in Connecticut over the past 5 years. That should be an epic game tonight. That's at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you got a team that graduated 4 starters in East Catholic and a team that brings back 4 starters from last year's team in Bristol Central. And I had a chance to get a look at Donovan Clingan on Saturday in the hardwood up at UConn, waving to the fans and stuff like that. He's a big kid. And there's a buzz not only here in southeastern Connecticut, but all around the state.
So we're looking forward to it. 6 o'clock Game 1, 8 o'clock Game 2. Lots to bring to you tonight in the first ever Day Holiday tip-off here with the Holiday Classic. Let's talk a little bit about your early impressions of the ECC. Let me start with the 2-0 East Lyme Vikings.
Sure.
Clearly, the residual effect of your leadership in the Summer League propelling them to 2-0.
Hey, not bad. Not bad for a guy behind the mic, but the kids really enjoyed it. And you know what? Jeff's got a hard-working group of kids. And I texted him after that win against New London, and he said, Keith, it's nothing fancy. You know what you're going to get out of it. It's lunch pail effort, hard work, determination, hitting the boards and hustling. So, Ledyard right now, 2-0. They pressed and trapped at Old Lyme and got a win. that team, along with NFA, with a big win over Fitch on Saturday night, Casey, and sprinkle in St. Bernard's along the way. So, we kind of have an idea, maybe Stonington as well in the mix too. We kind of have an idea on who's going to be good, but who rises to the top maybe come mid-January.
Well, I'm going to give an early plug just because I have to for 2-0 Bacon Academy with a big win over Woodstock. But that's sort of what this year we saw in football as well.
Right.
For these kids, they had a season last year, but it wasn't the same thing. So a lot of new kids playing basketball for the first time, teams getting back into it. And so, you're going to be seeing kids who haven't really played basketball much the freshman and sophomore year. So who emerges? And you named some teams, and, there's going to be emerging teams at the top, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of teams competing in the middle.
Right, and not to mention, some of the changes in coaching. Dave Cornish is not with Ledyard anymore. He's over at NFA. And, obviously, DJ Exum here, but a lot of the kids have transferred a little bit too. So it's, again, I think a lot of it's a mystery. Obviously St. Bernard's, East Lyme bringing back what they're bringing back. Fitch going to be very good, stumbled against NFA. But it'll be curious to see, once we get through the holiday season, once teams start playing regularly, who does emerge.
Yeah, I think St. Bernard's we knew was going to be good, but what we didn't know was that it wasn't going to be Tyson Wheeler and Cedric Similian. It was going to be the freshman coming in. Nick Gray's son is, I go back. I taught Nick Gray, so I'm like, feeling my age here. But
now, yeah.
But we knew they were going to be good. But how good can they be? You mentioned some of the teams. You listen to Dave Cornish talk about his team at NFA. He's excited about that group. He loves that everybody kind of slept on them a little bit. He's like, what?
That's a big win against Fitch,
yeah,
too.
He's like, leave us out of it because we're going to be there at the end. And I think he's excited about that team.
Yeah, and we had a chance to see Stonington and Griswold in the Summer League, too. They're in the ECC as well. Stonington could be a player down the road here, too. So a lot of good basketball, a lot of excitement, and it starts right here tonight.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
ECC final.
Sure. East Lyme. I can't go against Jeff.
All right.
And I will say Fitch.
All right.
I'll say East Lyme and Fitch.
All right.
That's in the Division I final.
All right. I won't make you pick the Division II final.
No. All right.
No love for New London and Chop Park. Maybe the best player in the ECC though, Rodea Perry, Pedro Perry.
31 against East Lyme, and Jeff said he was an impossible kid to cover. Impossible. Made a lot of tough shots.
So we'll have to see. That it's going to be wide open in the ECC. Of course, throughout the year, we're going to want to hear from all of you who you love in the ECC. But we're ready tonight for Waterford and Ledyard. Let's go over to Bill Glennie.
Mohegan Sun Arena for the 2021 Holiday Classic, sponsored by The Day. Game 1 tonight features the Waterford Lancers and the Ledyard Colonels. Holiday Classic shirts are available on the course, and we'd like to thank our sponsors, Waterford Dental Health, Orthopedic Partners, Scion Federal Credit Union, and Connecticut Capitals Baseball Academy. We'd like to remind fans the ECC, along with the CIAC, has made a commitment to promote sportsmanship in all athletic contests. Please show respect for all players, coaches, game officials, and spectators. Anyone violating our standards of sportsmanship will be warned once, and continued violations may lead to a removal from the contest. Please cheer for your team and not against your opponents. Your officials tonight, Sergio Lewis, Anthony Malhot, and Roger Warner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your lineups. The Lancers enters tonight's game with a record of 1-1 and are coached by Bill Bassett. Wearing blue jerseys, red numbers, and white trim. Put your hands together, Lancer Nation, as we introduce the starting five. Starting at guard, a 6'3" junior, number 3, Logan Peabody. Starting at guard, a 6' senior, number 10, Nolan Goldschneider. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 11, Jordan Elsey. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 30, Sean O'Connell. And starting at center, a 6'8" sophomore, number 35, Juan Morel Jr. The Colonels enters tonight's game with a record of 1-1 and are led by DJ Exum. Sporting the white uniforms with gold blue trim. Make some noise, Colonel Crew, for your starting lineup. Starting at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 2, Caden Whipple. Starting at guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 12, Jonah Eddy. Starting at forward, a 6'3" junior, number 15, Ryan Outlaw. Starting at center, a 6'6" senior, number 33, Connor Keefe. And starting at forward, a 6'2" senior, number 35, Darrell Cagle. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is being performed by the Ledyard High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Melanie Cometa. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to direct your attention to the big board to meet all the players in tonight's game.
Aiden Bousquet, Oswegatchie Elementary.
Logan Peabody, Oswegatchie School.
Patrick Bars, Quaker Hill Elementary.
Derek Rivera, Winthrop Elementary.
Nolan Golshner, Quaker Hill Elementary.
Jordan Elsey, Great Neck Elementary.
Evan McHugh, Great Neck Elementary.
Evan Piotrowski, Quaker Hill Elementary School.
Nate Hines, Oswegatchie Elementary.
AJ Dollinger, Stanton Elementary.
Anthony Jessic, Great Neck Elementary.
Sean O'Connell, Quaker Hill Elementary.
CJ Landry, the Great Neck Elementary School.
Juan Morel, Winthrop Elementary School.
Saul Lascona, Jennings Elementary School.
Albert Frank, Moriarty Elementary School.
James Green, Galesfield Elementary School.
Caden Whipple, Ledyard Center.
Peyton Luther, Ledyard Center School.
Liam Stalboy, Sterling Community School.
Tucker Carley, Julia Long.
Ethan Petrowski, JWL.
Jonah Eddy, Moriarty Magnet Elementary School.
Ryan Outlaw, Huntington Elementary.
Roman Streckfus, and I was homeschooled in elementary.
Chris Klauston, Gallup Hill Elementary School.
Justin Allo, Huntington Elementary.
Chris Washington, Ledyard Center School.
Connor Keefe, Gallup Hill Elementary.
Ben Rothchuk, JWL.
Darrell Cagle, Huntington Elementary.
All right, we are ready for tip-off. Connor Keefe, the 6'6 senior for Ledyard, and Juan Morel, the 6'8 sophomore, ready to jump it up, and we are ready to go here at the Sun.
Officials for tonight's game, Roger Warner, Sergio Lewis, and Anthony Malhoy, all-star crew.
And the tip is won by the Lancers, and they will have the first possession. And we're going to have a re-jump, I believe, because they double-tapped. And I want to immediately thank Nolan Goldschneider of the Waterford Lancers for wearing the brightest sneakers I have ever seen before. They can be seen from space, and I will be using those as identification throughout the entire evening. Lancers win the tip. Swing around the perimeter. Morel at the high post, and they're going to move the ball. Whipple gets the early assignment on Elsie. Goldschneider drives to the basket, a little hard off the backboard, and it's going to be out of bounds off of O'Connell, and it will go over to the Colonels.
Maybe some nerves here in the early going for both these teams. The big stage.
Sure.
Shot, just the shot depth. You're in a wide open arena now, and big boy basketball.
Absolutely. Cagle, quick trigger three, short. Tipped around, and Outlaw gets it back to Cagle, who drives and turns it over. Up ahead of the pack is Goldschneider. Outlaw races back with him, and Goldschneider finishes at the basket for the first bucket of the game.
Straight man-to-man defense by Waterford, Casey. Signature for Bill Bassett. Trap and press a little bit, come out starting the man.
Outlaw pulls up for three. That's going to be long. Keefe underneath. He's blocked by Morel. Gets his own rebound. And a finish in the basket's going to be good for Jonah Eddy, and he'll go to the line to shoot the bonus. Few football players on the floor right now for Ledyard, and Eddy showing that toughness we saw all year long.
Replay, the hoop and the harm off the missed second chance points right there for Ledyard. So, you've got a team creating offense and a run out with Waterford, and then you got another team creating some offense and a second chance scoring opportunity.
Basket and the extra, and Ledyard a little lead. We'll have a pressure. And Outlaw creates the turnover coming up from behind on Goldschneider, and Cagle quickly, Whipple for three, short. And Morel will come up with a rebound. He immediately turns it over, back to Whipple. Cagle pulls up, he's short, but look at Eddy in the paint, and it's blocked by Morel.
Tough for a coach to tell his kids to settle down and relax a little bit. They want to get out of the gate, and they want to start running, start hitting some shots. That's why you see the sloppy play here early. I think maybe both teams pressing a little too much, trying to force the issue.
Waterford's got some size, but I think Ledyard really needs to start to look at inside, and Outlaw drills it from the foul line. But I think, Ledyard's bread and butter is going to be getting the ball down around the basket and trying to make Morel, who's he's still only a sophomore.
Right.
Make him use his defensive skills. And they got to pressure him when he gets the ball.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Outlaw push. That's back-to-back baskets by Outlaw.
That's the tough two, right? The 12-footer and the 8-footer from the elbow extended. Defense sagged down. I'm going to take what they're going to give me. Knocks them both down. 7-2 Ledyard early.
O'Connell and Elsie, neither has really had a shot yet. And there's a steal by Whipple. Peabody does a nice job cutting him off. Straightaway three by Outlaw is off the side of the rim, and there's Eddy again. Eddy really has a nose for the basketball.
Yeah, Eddy's doing work on the offensive end. Quick time out of mask break there. The one thing I've noticed about Outlaw too in those first couple of shots, kind of smooth in rhythm. He's got a 10-footer. He he takes it. Maybe the defense comes out on him next time and he goes to the rim. So I think setting a tone early, knocking down a couple of jump shots will only help his game out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great point, Sports Doctor, because, we know he can score around the basket. We know he can bully people down there. But if he can extend out 15 feet, he becomes a much more dynamic player.
And you got to go out and guard him, and you know he can get to the rim. He's got that ability.
Cagle with his big body handles the basketball like a much smaller person, splits the defense, floater in the lane, no good. Rebound on the floor, and out of the pack comes Elsey with O'Connell. O'Connell has Eddie, and a nice job by Eddie to disrupt that. Goldschneider pulls up for three. Got it! Nolan Goldschneider knocks down the triple to get the Lancers a little closer. O'Connell reaches in for the steal. Baby Oak throws it down to tie the game at 7.
Three-pointer, turnover, the run out by Oak. Send it in just like that, a 2-point game. See the ball pressure by Waterford picking up a little bit on the defensive end. Challenging. Whipple coming out and jumping in the passing lanes as well.
5-0 run has us tied at 7. Cagle blocked from behind by O'Connell, and that'll cause a jump ball. That was a nice call there. Jump ball arrow favors Ledyard. We'll get our first subs into the ball game. Peyton Luther, who we saw star on the soccer field this year, he'll be in the game replacing Whipple, and Elsey will take a seat, and we'll get a quick sub on the other side for Waterford. Another turnover. Nice pass from O'Connell, but Goldschneider lobs it up and he can't find Morrell. Cagle comes out the other side.
Short. That's a settled shot for Cagle there.
That's another rebound, though, for Eddie. All by out-hustling people to the basketball.
That's Cagle. I like to see him get him going into flow and the rhythm of the offense. He can have that 35-footer anytime he wants.
Going to get a whistle, foul underneath. See who they call that foul on. I think they're going to get Morrell with a hold on Cagle underneath.
It's going to be on 30. It's going to be O'Connell. Well, check that, Pietrowski.
Pietrowski, who's just in the ball game.
Yeah, it's funny. It's O'Connell dunked on that last leak out. Both his brothers are here, and they've both dunked on this court as well. So
that's right.
Trifecta.
So Ryan and Sean O'Connell both dunked here.
3 for 3.
Long three by Luther, no good. Rebound O'Connell. A little sloppy. Up ahead it goes to Luther. He drives, reverse layup, and he'll be fouled by Morrell. That's a good aggressive play by Peyton Luther going to the basket. We see now Stahlbusch in the game, another football player. Right? But so, and the soccer player. Ledyard has all fall sports guys. And they had, that's, I think, winning in the fall really does lead to some good things in the winter.
Yeah, and just the the turnover in this program, from last year or 2 years ago, new coach, some new players, some new faces. Obviously the message is still the same. They're going to play hard defense and go out and get it. And, a big key to their success is Cagle because of his growth, too, in the offseason, too.
Both knocked down by Luther. Evan McHugh into the ball game for Waterford. So Waterford goes a little bigger now. A little Euro step by O'Connell for the basket. Looked like he took 6 steps.
Oh, yeah, I don't,
Euro step.
Okay.
How do you get from Germany to Italy?
Yeah, you walk. You take 3 steps. I call it travel back in my day.
Back in the day, you used to travel. That's right. Cagle, nice move in the lane.
God, don't we like that out of Cagle more? Get into the paint, square himself off, hit the 6-footer. He can have that 35-footer on the perimeter anytime he wants. Get that big body, get to work. Score the basketball, son.
Game is settled in, 11-9. O'Connell Challenged by Cagle, gives it back up. And was that tip? No, it was not. It'll be a turnover and Ledyard basketball. The early dunk by O'Connell assures that Peter Wappy will have a highlight that he can put together later.
Yeah.
Last time we did a basketball game was a college basketball game. We weren't sure if there was a highlight. Drops down, out low, spins, harassed, and we're gonna get a tie-up. Nice job, O'Connell ties up Outlaw, and Outlaw wants the grab, which I think he's entitled to. I think he got grabbed.
Yeah, he got grabbed. Yep, he's got to recognize that double team coming down on him, and and get rid of the ball, find a shooter on the perimeter. He's gonna draw a lot of attention when he gets the rock too. Him and Cagle. Double teams come.
Nice job by Cagle, shutting off O'Connell. Goldschneider launches a three. Front end, no good, and a rebound by Rushcheck. We're gonna get a travel, heading to the basket, and another turnover for the Colonels. Trying to do a little too much with Stahlbusch. And we're gonna get our guy, James Green, the playmaker, into the game for the Colonels. James Green, who's listed as 5'8", and was
plays like 6'7", doesn't he? He's up trying to dunk the ball.
Yeah, he's up at the rim.
Spud web action.
That kid has every athletic tool you'd want, and he's a great kid.
Yes, great kid.
Goldschneider heads, bounce pass, misses McHugh, and there's Green. He was an all-state defensive back, and there it is.
Yep. Green coming on the weak side, help.
Showing his ball hawking skills. Congratulations on the all-state nod for James Green. Dump down to Rushcheck, back to Outlaw for three. It's going to be short. But there's Green, athletic, but can't get to the basketball in time. Good hustle by James Green, but he couldn't get there.
Good inside-out play that time for Ledyard. Rushcheck has got to show more of a threat that he's going to turn and score.
Check that. Connor Keefe is actually wearing 33.
Okay.
So Connor Keefe is starting. Rushcheck, I should know that because Rushcheck's built like like the lineman that he is. Down under 10 seconds. Waterford looking for the last shot. O'Connell pulls up for three. Good. Sean O'Connell gives Waterford the lead. Last shot for Ledyard. Luther at the buzzer. No good. 12-11 Waterford at the end of one. Come on back for second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on day.com.
At Orthopedic Partners, exceptional care and treatment is our top priority. We provide high-quality, state-of-the-art services and treatments for the comfort and satisfaction of our patients. If you have questions or would like to schedule an appointment, contact us today at 860-889-7345 or at orthopartners.com. All that's good begins with a smile, and your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing the personalized, gentle care you deserve. Commitment to our patients includes information that leads to more informed decisions about their oral health needs. We hope you'll find this website both useful and interesting. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
(12-11) Waterford here. Let's see how the first quarter ended.
O'Connell showed you the goods on the dunk, and then he steps back and drills the three. Sean O'Connell doing a little bit of everything right now for the Waterford Lancers, Casey. And the one thing that kind of jumps out a little bit, we talked about Eddie having a nose for the ball and stuff like that. Ledyard leading the rebounds 9-5 over Waterford. A lot of second chance scoring opportunities, but again, a little bit of a slow start to the game. Both teams feeling each other out. Outlaw hit a couple, O'Connell hit a couple, so now moving forward, I think you see a better, crisper brand of basketball.
Well, I think one of the things you notice with Waterford, with their biggest player, Morrell, is thin and lean. They're better off. I think they like to be long with O'Connell, McHugh, Elsey. guys that are long.
And they want to go.
Right.
Yeah, they want to go.
So I think Morrell slows them up a little bit. He's more of a half-court guy, so I think they might want to move the basketball a little bit and get up and down the floor. And they might need a little size because Outlaw and Cagle are both very sturdy. So is Connor Keefe. Dump down. Cagle spins, hangs, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, there you go. You're coming off the timeout break. In between quarters, we're going to get our guy down on the block. We're going to give him the basketball. We're going to let him go to work. And again, you can have that outside shot all you want, but where Cagle is very, very dangerous. He's got that big body. He can score on the block. He can score in the paint. Let's get him some touches where he can make plays.
Well, for years we've said about Darrell Cagle that he's got a power forward's body and a guard's
shooting
skill
guard
set.
mentality, yes.
And I think though in college, if when he wants to play college basketball, he's going to need that outside shot. I think every time you can get him to shoot from outside of 15 feet, you should thank him and shake his hand.
Yeah.
Because once he gets down on the block, who can really defend that size?
That's tough. You've got a couple of long bodies from Waterford, but Cagle's strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's got to play near the basket. I think he's got to play near the basket every chance. O'Connell drives on Cagle, hangs no good, and we're going to get a foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It's on Cagle. That's a late whistle by Roger Warner, too.
But it was the right whistle, I think. He definitely got a slap there as he hung in the air. When you talked about earlier and we talked about how Pedro Perry at New London might be, one of the most difficult kids to guard in the league.
Almost impossible.
I don't know that Darrell Cagle is guardable for, if you guard him with a big guy, he takes him off the dribble.
Sure.
If you guard him with a guard, you just put him in the post. He needs to live with those mismatches.
Yes, he does. Get him down on the block. Let him do work down there. He's tough. He's a tough kid to move out of that spot too. Once he gets down there 4 or 5 feet from the basket, he's tough. But Perry had 31 the other night against East Lyme. He's good.
Yeah. Plays with a chip on his shoulder. Plays tough. Plays physical. You just saw Cagle miss the 3, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that shot.
It's a quick shot.
I want him down on the block.
He likes it, though. It's tough for him to pass up.
It is.
We all like the 3-point shot.
You're a chucker. I like it down on the block. I'd rather live on the block. You like to live out. See?
Yeah, I just want to.
Big guys want to shoot 3s. Little guys want to rebound.
Good defense by Ledyard.
Goldschneider for 3, short.
Good defensive set by Ledyard. Good ball pressure. Challenging the passing lanes. Recognize the shooter on the perimeter.
Out low, spins. Great defense by O'Connell. Tie up, possession arrow favors Waterford.
And that's 4 guys standing on the perimeter, and Outlaw trying to force something. And Whipple's got to come get that basketball, settle things down a little bit, and get the ball moving. The pounding of the basketball, that one-man show, no good. Easy to defend.
And as much as the last name is there, he doesn't have his brother's skill set, his oldest brother. Marcus lived out on the perimeter. Justin needs to live down, Ryan rather, needs to live down inside. 2 different body types, too.
Green almost got that quick into the passing lane.
Instead, a triple from Peabody. Nice straight up, took it in, stepped in, knocked it down.
Waterford extended the lead to 4.
Biggest lead of the game.
It was slowed down a bit on the offensive end for Ledyard. They got Cagle in the box to come out to start the second quarter, but these last few trips down, and again, I think you're going to credit that Waterford defense to it. They're long, they're going out and they're challenging everything.
Nice kick out for Green. 3-pointer no good by Luther. And Ledyard's got to figure out who their shooters are because that's there, but who's going to be the one shooting it? McHugh loses it, nice hands. Cagle going to push out the other way. There's tough matchup. Cagle on Elsey. Hangs, good defense by Elsey. Cagle missed the layup.
I like that take, though. I like that push. A hard charge down the middle.
Oh, that's a great look from Elsey. Hanging underneath is Peabody. Can't finish, but he'll shoot 2. So Peabody will go to the line. Shoot a couple. Fouls on Green, his first. Ledyard looking to get Eddie back in the ball game. I know he's one of the guys that they think of as a shooter, so they're going to want to give him maybe some of those chances. Stahlbush is going to come back in the game as well. And Green will go out. Cagle will get his first break. And then Morell's back into the ball game for Waterford. And he'll give O'Connell his first breather.
That's one of those things you've seen from Waterford basketball throughout the years is they have shooters on the perimeter. And that's what makes them dangerous. I mean, for the last 5 or 6 years, you sprinkle Bissetto or JJ on a wing or something like that. They've had kids that knock down some big-time shots. Waterford does not struggle for that in the offensive set, where Ledyard struggles to find a shooter to knock down a three.
Yeah.
The driving kick is going to be there for the Lancers. Where does that, like you said, where does that driving kick come if you're the Colonels?
Be interesting without Cagle in the ball game here to see what Ledyard does offensively. How are they going to run the offense? Because Cagle has the ball in his hands a lot. Let's see what they run. Keith drives baseline, kicks back out Stahlbush. Eddie wanted the three, instead dribbles it off his foot and turnover. Good defense for Waterford with a 5-point lead.
So when you're in a situation like that, maybe it's time to get Outlaw down on the block a little bit and just let him go to work. Your best player's getting a little bit of a breather over there.
Little zone action from Ledyard. Nice look underneath, and Morell finishes at the basket. Peabody with a beautiful look, and Morell gets the two, and we're going to get a timeout. DJ Exum is not happy with the Colonels as they're down 7.
Too easy at the rim that time from Morell. Again, the good look by Peabody, Casey, the zip pass, catch it shot high, shoot it high, didn't put the ball on the floor, right to the rim for 2. And baskets right now are coming a little bit easier for Waterford, and shots coming a little bit easier for Waterford than they are for Ledyard. I could use some of that popcorn right now too, but you watching on the offensive end, a natural flow, a natural rhythm. We're gonna knock down a few threes, and then, find the guy at the rim diving in. So,
future Lancers happy to be here. We saw Lancer Nation as well. Talk a little bit about what you're seeing out of Waterford. I think we've documented Ledyard struggles. What do you like that you're seeing from Waterford?
Well, they're spreading the floor pretty good right now, too. They're finding shooters, finding some mismatches, and they're not settling. The game is starting to flow for them on the offensive end. Settled down with the turnovers, found their guys that can shoot some threes, then you find the big guy and a slip to the rim right there in a zip pass. The recognition. This is stuff that we've seen from Bill Bassett's team over the last 4 or 5 years. It's still the same system. It's just different players. So I think the system works once the players get it. And, so saw some sloppy play from them. They turned the ball over a little bit. 8-2. Waterford has outscored Ledyard this quarter. Only a couple of free throws by Cagle. The only 2 points for Ledyard. And again, Cagle's still on the bench. I think he's getting a little attention over there from the trainer, too. Yeah, speaking of your guy, there he is.
Pedro Perry just gave us a little love here on the table, and that's a tough loss they had to your East Lyme kids, but I think there's gonna be a lot of competitive basketball games this year in the conference.
I do.
All right, coming out of a timeout, Ledyard needs a good set here. Now let's see what they do. Outlaw with the basketball, pump fake. He wanted that 15-footer, which he's nailed a couple times. Long three for Whipple, short and underneath. Nice left-handed follow. Connor Keefe with the 2 for the Colonels, and that's a much-needed basket for Ledyard.
Yep, good work, good second chance scoring opportunity. I like the 3-point shot by Whipple, too. He just didn't get it to go, but if he's got to pull a trigger on it, he's got to at least show the threat of it.
Around the perimeter with this Ledyard zone. Elsie, beautiful look to Morell at the basket for the finish. Great ball movement by Waterford and a great pass from Elsie.
And the big man's active, is he not? Good hands. It's an easy scoring opportunity when you catch it a 1.5 feet in the basket.
Waterford playing great defense. Oh, nice pump fake. Eddie, little half floater, half hook, but it was just off to the right.
And again, Waterford patient. You notice that they're patient in the half-court set.
Using the perimeter well. McHugh for 3. Good.
Great ball movement. McHugh in the corner. Squares it up. Buries the triple. Right now, the Lancers extend the lead to 10.
That 3 was right on McHugh. Big basket there, extending the lead to 10.
Right on the cue for McHugh. There you go.
I like Keefe demanding the basketball, though. I like that. You got to get some things going. Outlaw dribble, and we're going to get a kick by Waterford. And I think that's a break for
That's
Ledyard.
a break for Ledyard, yeah. See, what you're seeing, too, is on both ends of the floor, you're seeing Waterford on one end pass the ball around to create open opportunities. And you're seeing too much dribbling by Ledyard. You know, an Outlaw trying to take it in himself. And there's no spacing right now for Ledyard. They're easy to defend because they're not passing the basketball.
Yeah, 13-2 run for Waterford. You're exactly right, because of good ball movement on one end.
Yeah,
that's a good look. Pass. That's a good look, but Outlaw had it blocked by Elsie from behind. Morrell stood straight up with him. And we're going to get these two on the floor, and tie-up. Possession arrow will favor Ledyard. That was a good job defensively. Morrell stood his ground, straight up, and Elsie came from behind with the backdoor block.
And get a foul. It's a foul on Goldschneider.
O'Connell back into the ball game for Waterford. And he'll give McHugh a break. Good minutes from the senior Evan McHugh.
Yeah, buried a 3-ball from the corner, played good defense.
You know, and we should know better than to ever really sleep on Waterford, because they're so well coached, and it's a program. They expect to win. Cagle for 3, short, and good rebound underneath by Keefe. Finds a cutting Cagle, fall away over the top of Morrell, and he buries it.
Now that's the effort you want to see from Cagle. He misses the 3-pointer, he gets himself back into the paint and scores and delivers. He's not hanging on the outside. He's not watching the rebound. He's going to get back in the mix. That was a good look on the 3, too. Just a little bit off the mark.
Good defense. Cagle hounding. Now Goldschneider.
Tough place to pick up the dribble.
And that's going to create a turnover. Cagle coming the other way. Goldschneider tries to get back, and Cagle will draw the block. It's a nice move and back-to-back effort plays from Darrell Cagle.
Not a lot of opportunity run for both teams, Casey, but that time Cagle got the ball and ahead of steam. He was not giving a rock up there. He's going to take it in himself.
He'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 2 minutes remaining here in the first half, and Waterford on top by 8. Big chance for Cagle to cut into that lead. And the first one rolls all the way around, but drops, and McHugh will come right back into the ball game. Goldschneider will take a seat. And no good on the second. Rebound O'Connell.
Important 2 minutes. This lead could be 10 or it could be 5 heading into the locker room. Important 2-minute juncture of the game.
Yeah, Ledyard's got to extend the defense. Make Waterford make the passes that they so far have made. McHugh, quick trigger 3. Got it! Boy, Evan McHugh for 3.
Yeah, that is a catch and shoot and rhythm green light special. Senior rising up, not afraid to take the big shot.
There's that 10-point lead. Keefe for 3, no good. And great rebound, O'Connell underneath. Outworked Outlaw for it. Nice defense, and Whipple saves it, but right to O'Connell. Going to be under a minute here with Waterford now in a 10-point lead. Nice hands. Stahlbusch up ahead to Whipple. And the layup is good, cuts the lead to 8.
Yeah, and Ledyard needed that. He needed an easy scoring opportunity, and you see a little bit of pressure right here, a little man pressure.
.35 seconds, extended pressure here for Ledyard. And tiptoeing on the line, and we're going to get a timeout from Coach Bill Bassett.
Yep.
31 seconds remaining in the half. They've got an 8-point lead, but Ledyard turning up the pressure.
Yeah, I think he wants to sit on it for the last shot, too. I think he wants to go into the locker room either up 10 or 11 or up 8.
So right now, you know, you talked about going into halftime. You know, Waterford's going to, with 30 seconds left, I don't think Bill Bassett's going to look for more. I think
he's going to milk this thing out for the last shot.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to give up an 8-point lead, and he says, We go in by 10, go in by 11, we're up by 8, we're good. We don't want to give them another chance to cut into this lead a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
And Waterford has that kind of, they pass the basketball very well. They've spread the floor. That time you saw him a little bit jammed up there. He calls timeout. But the ball movement, in my opinion, has what extended this Waterford lead. It's led to three-point looks. It's led to makeable shots. It's led to a little bit of everything out there. So, ball movement was the key to building this lead. Oak with 9 points, 4 rebounds. Cagle with 7 points for Ledyard, scoring leaders thus far. Great stats tonight.
Luther in the game, he's on Elsie. Elsie beats him off the dribble. Back to O'Connell. Cagle on him. And we're gonna get a tap foul out on the perimeter with 20 seconds remaining. Waterford will inbound it underneath. Up top now, McHugh. Elsie swings. Quick trigger three from Peabody, short. Stallbush comes out of the pack. Nice bounce pass to Luther. Left hand, no good. There's Cagle underneath with a follow, no good. And McHugh out of the pack. And that'll get us to halftime. An 8-point Waterford lead. The sports doctor's going to want to talk with Waterford coach Bill Bassett about what he liked in the first half, as his Lancers, who love it here at the Sun, are up 8. Sports doctor.
Okay, Bill, was ball movement in the second quarter the reason why you guys extended this lead to 8 points?
You know, the guys started to see open passing lanes. They started to give us some alleys where we could throw the ball, and our guys made the plays.
Right. On the rebounding end, too, they had you guys at 9-5 in the first quarter. How are you guys able to get things under control a little bit?
It feels like 900-5. It's what it's feeling like right now. We just have to commit to rebounding on the defensive end. They're crashing hard, and they're big bodies. We got to make sure we get them up and then grab the rebound and I'll let them go.
All right, good luck, Bill, in the second half.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Case.
Thank you, sports doctor. 8-point lead here at halftime as Waterford over Ledyard. The Waterford cheerleaders have center stage at Mohegan Sun. So I grew up watching this kid grow up. Jordan Elsie of Waterford has matured into a consummate team player. As his role expands, so does the success of the Waterford team.
Jordan's been a kid who started as, and like I feel bad saying this, kind of started as someone who wasn't even on my radar when he came in as a freshman. I didn't really I don't want to say take him seriously, but he was just kind of a freshman, just didn't really highlight anything. But over the past couple of seasons, his sophomore year, he started to become more of an offensive player, especially in the open court.
Started working harder, realized if I really wanted to compete, especially on varsity, then that's what I had to do, like hitting the gym and staying after for extra time, and I just had to put in more work.
And then his junior, last year, when we kind of lost some of the seniors from the year before, like the Ryan O'Connells, he definitely stepped into a void and picked up a lot of the offensive capabilities, especially the slashing, the open floor, and then it started to pick up on the defensive end as well.
Nice reach by Elsie.
He started to become one of our top defenders and really a two-way player.
There's Elsie with the interception.
And he has just kept elevating his game, and elevating his game over the past few years.
The New London game last year.
Elsie will shoot the three. Got it!
Was that his coming out party?
Yeah, I guess definitely a coming out party. We knew he was a big piece of the puzzle even before that moment. But it was one of those times where he just looked for those opportunities. But Jordan will tell you first, he is a team guy.
My first game, I'm trying to get my teammates shots and get them open, because when everyone's scoring, it's fun for everyone. But, yeah, when we're all doing what we have to do and competing, yeah, there's nothing better than that.
He does not care if he scores. I've been begging him to try to score more. I'm in his year. You look at this read. How could you play this differently? But he's a team guy. He wants to be in the offense. He wants to, pass the ball. He gets rebounds and looks to exit the ball. I say, you're a senior. You're a captain now. It's okay for you to start to like, how is it you're going to start to impact the team? Because the younger guys look to you for leadership. They look to you to start doing some of these things. So it's an element of his game where I'm starting to really hope it blossoms this year even more.
The son of Steve and the nephew of Lee, Elsie, Jordan gets his basketball skills from his mother, Cheryl, playing on the playground of Nathan Hale's school. As the Ledyard High School cheerleaders trying to encourage their guys down 8 here at halftime, you know, it's not often we hear someone say that they weren't the best kid and that they needed a change of scenery. But it's a remarkable story, and it is Darrell Cagle.
I've known Darrell for a while, actually. I played in leagues with his father, and I always seen Darrell as he grew up. And I actually can see that he kind of just wanted to be his own person. I feel like a lot of his family went to Norwich. I think that he wanted to write his own story, his own path, or what he wanted to be.
The fact that I told people I was coming to Ledyard, knowing my name is Cagle, was a big everyone was just like in shock and awe. But I really just did that to just get out that environment in Norwich. So better myself, I like the community. And when I was younger, I really wasn't that good, so. But as I got older, I got better. People are like, oh yeah, now you're really a Cagle now. I can see it now. Really, it was about basketball, but the real reason I came here because growing up, I was a bad kid. I didn't really take school that serious. But I had to get in that environment because I wanted a future for myself. And Ledyard was that school for me.
When did you realize you were a bad kid? I never heard anybody admit that before.
Just again, emails every day from teachers repeatedly every day. That I was just disrupted the class. I was just that class clown. I just couldn't focus and stay on top of things. So, and then that just really shocked me, knowing that I could just be I could have went to an alternate school. So I was like, nah, I gotta be on my best behavior. Gotta act right. Because the Cagle family also, we're pretty well. So I don't want to make us look bad.
Good hands by Cagle.
He was a huge part of me coming to Ledyard.
Darrell Cagle with a big hoop.
Me and him spoke on my interview. We spoke before my interview. I seen him out at a park one day. We just spoke. And just the passion he has on winning. It's not much say, oh, I want to be the best player. I want to be all-state. I just want to win. And he continues to say that to me throughout the whole summer.
Cagle with the steal to Jones.
I just want to get a chance to play and win games and hopefully win a title. He really wants to win a title. So if you're that hungry, I'm the same way, so it works perfectly.
Cagle will not be denied.
Playing with Coach DJ, I know him personally growing up because he was always in the area, and he's a good guy. He's young, so he knows how to play. He played point guard in college, so he knows the in-game scenarios. He knows how to put people in the right spots to make the right moves.
He doesn't know how good he can be. The kids, he has a jump shot on him, which not a lot of kids in high school have. He's learned the game day by day, and he's willing to learn, which is a good thing. And then the fact that he's talented. That just adds on to the cake.
Coach DJ Exum says that Darrell Cagle doesn't realize how good he can be. What does he need to be in the second half in order for Ledyard to overcome this 8-point deficit from Waterford?
He's got to be more assertive on the offensive end, and he's got to put himself in a position where he's effective. We'll start on the block. Driving the basketball right down the middle, and he's a tough guy to cover because when he's come down ahead of steam, he's a big body. The spot up three-pointer is okay, but to me, he's more dangerous on the block, and he's more dangerous on the move in the paint.
Maybe a little bit of the understated aspect of Waterford is their defense.
Yeah.
Holding Ledyard to 20 points, and we talk a lot about Ledyard's perhaps lack of continuity on offense. A lot of that is the looks and the defensive
and the
length.
Yeah,
Waterford
the length
brings.
of Waterford's defense is, and again, they take away the passing lanes. They make you feel a little uncomfortable on the offensive end. And when you don't have a kid that can spot up and knock down a three-point shot like Waterford does, then it makes it a little tougher sledding for a team like Ledyard.
You mentioned Waterford shooters, and for all those years of Mikey Bassetto and J.J. Brennan and, the staple of Waterford, I think it was really the length in those two state championships, their ability to go out and with O'Connell and Spellman and Sutman. Really the length of Waterford was what I think of, and they've brought that. If you look at this Waterford team, it's length. They have a lot of 6'3", 6'4" guys, long arms.
I think the one word you use on the defensive end would be disruptive. Disruptive. Getting into passing lanes, making things tough for teams by the rim, altering shots when they're not even going up just by your size and by your length. It's a good point, and again, that continues for Waterford. So, hey, listen, it was, again, quick start for Ledyard. Waterford got their feet underneath them. The ball started to move, and shots become easy Three-pointers become easy when you catch and shoot in rhythm. Layups become easy when you've got a three-point line, with a guy threatening a three-point shot, and you got a big kid, in Morrell with bunnies at the rim. And he's got 4 points the easy way.
So let's take a look a little bit, Sports Doctor, at some of the highlights from the first half.
Yeah.
Early on, we saw right up off the rip, Waterford get out in front of it.
A little run out there by Goldschneider. Deep three, get you going a little bit there too. And then the send in by Oak at the rim. Again, the run out. Nice move there by Oak again. Very active. 9 points, 4 rebounds for Oak in the first half. And that's where I like Cagle. I like Cagle moving in the paint. 3-point shot.
If O'Connell does that, and that makes him such a dangerous player, right? The inside-outside.
There's the ball movement. The quick pass. The not thinking, the shooting. Little zip pass there. And how do you defend that? Little big guy making himself available. Again, Elsie with the look at the rim. Extra pass, 3-point shot, McHugh. The extra pass beats the defense.
Yeah, 3 different three-point shooters there. And there's Cagle in the lane, which, like you said, he is so effective once he gets in the paint.
Yeah, he's a tough cover. And McHugh hit some big shots for Waterford in that first half, Casey. And again, I don't want to harp on it, but that extra pass gets that defense on their heels. When the ball moves, looks and opportunities will open up, whether they're for the big guy at the rim or for one of your shooters on the three-point line.
Yeah, I think the message for Ledyard was pretty clear, right? Get the ball inside, and he's going to have to figure out, Coach Exum's going to have to figure out, who are my shooters?
Yep.
Because he needs to have a shooter on the floor at all times, and then he needs Cagle and Outlaw to live in the paint.
Yep. Oak with 9, McHugh with 6, Goldschneider with 5 to lead the way for the Lancers. Cagle with 7, Outlaw with 4, and Keefe 6 rebounds for the Colonels. Your leaders in the first half.
And on the other side, I think for Waterford, keep doing what you're doing. What'll be interesting is the other message for Ledyard. We talked, that was on the offensive side, right? Live on the block and get your shooter in. We started to see Ledyard turn up the defensive pressure at the end of the first half.
Helps them.
Yeah.
It helps them.
You got to get some transition baskets. And I think you got to pressure the ball handlers of Waterford. Now, Waterford's at its best when they're zipping the ball around the perimeter. But when they're getting
harass them a
defensive
little
pressure,
bit. Harass them. Yep.
So let's see them turn up the defensive pressure, Ledyard, and they will have the first possession of the second half. Outlaw will inbound right in front of us.
When you think about that, Exum coming over from New London and stuff like that, isn't that part of the MO? Make things a little bit ugly. Let's get on the floor. Let's get some easy scoring opportunities off of turnovers.
He told me that their identity would be determined. There's a quick steal. O'Connell going the other way on Outlaw and finishes with a left hand at the rim. Worst possible start for Ledyard.
Yeah.
Quick turnover. Coach Exum said, I promise you we will play aggressive defense and we will run. Cagle pulls up and knocks it down.
Look.
He said, I don't know if we'll be tough. I don't know if we'll be skilled. I don't know what we have. He's like, but we're going to run and we're going to play tough defense. So far, they haven't really. The first one lets you do the second one. Play tough defense and you can get out and run. Hard to get out and run.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're not playing good defense. Peabody, foul line jumper, buries it. Of course, if you are just joining us, the Game 2, nightcap, 8 p.m. The number 1 team in the state, Bristol Central, against number 3, East Catholic. So join us for that at 8 o'clock tonight. And Peabody goes hard to the basket. He'll draw the foul on Keefe. He'll go to the line and he'll shoot 2.
Two-man basketball that time between Elsie and Peabody. A little give and go. Get number 3 to the rim, shoot 2.
We talked about the length of Waterford. So look who's on the floor right now. You got Peabody who's 6'3", right? You got Elsie who's 6'2", O'Connell who's 6'4", Morrell who's 6'8". The shortest guy on the floor is Goldschneider who's 6 feet.
Yeah.
Everybody, Ledyard's bringing in, Ledyard brings in, whether it's Luther or Green or Stallbush, they're all 5'8", 5'9", So they've got, Ledyard's got their big bodies, but everybody on Waterford. And then who do they come off the bench with?
McHugh with 6'4".
Right. I mean, so a lot of length there for Waterford.
Sneaky size. You got 5 guys on the floor over 6 foot on a high school team. You're not doing too bad.
No, when McHugh replaces Goldschneider, they're 6'3",
6'4",
and 6'3" and higher.
Yeah.
12-point lead, biggest lead for Waterford.
Yeah, straight man-to-man defense here, too, for, the Lancers. And timeout.
And that's a frustrated timeout right there. DJ Exum's face says it all. He is frustrated with his group because they does not like, there's no ball movement going on right there. They seem a little bit out of sorts. But, again, game 3 on an early season for a team that has, look at that team. Who was in the starting lineup for Ledyard last year?
Just Cagle, right? Was Caden Whipple the starter last year?
No.
No. That's right.
So you have, Eddie's new, Outlaw's new, right? Keith is, these guys are all trying to figure things out. Whereas on Waterford, Elsie was a starter last year. Goldschneider was a starter last year, So you're just trying to, right now, Ledyard's just trying to get things figured. And I do still believe Ledyard's going to be much better in a couple weeks. Right now, I think Coach Exum just wants them to move the basketball. Waterford back in that man, playing very disruptive. Eddie drives, hangs, and he's going to get a foul on the floor. I like Jonah Eddie's aggressiveness. Doesn't play like a sophomore. He really goes after it.
Football kid, tough kid. Third person on Goldschneider.
And don't be surprised if you see a sub coming into the ball game, and you are. We're going to see a quick sub. They're going to go to Piotrowski, who's only 6 feet tall.
Yep.
So a 6-footer for a 6-footer.
Yeah, it was either him or 6'4" McHugh.
Oh, great look. Cagle missed it underneath. Good weak side help. Elsie, we're going to get a walk. He took that step before he could get the ball to the floor.
Oh, Euro step that time.
We got to put
There's a little.
Put it to the floor once.
Shuffle.
And then put it to the floor once, and you can take as many steps as you want.
That's it.
Nice idea for the high screen, but there's nothing there. There's no ball movement.
No, ball doesn't move. Outlaw's not flashing. He's not setting a high screen. Make yourself available, Ryan. Go get it.
Everything's at the perimeter.
Yeah, go get it.
Blocked from Morrell. Out of the pack comes O'Connell. They have numbers. Behind the back he goes. Peabody, no good. Gets the rebound, though. Behind the back again, and O'Connell finishes it at the rim. Luther, nice double team. Waterford, again, I think you're right. The word disruptive.
Disruptive,
that's a good word for them.
You got to move the basketball. You got to pass it. You got to get them on their heels right now. The defense is dictating the pace for the Lancers.
Their loss was to St. Bernard's, and it was a close one that should have gone Waterford probably thinking they should have won that game. Let's not count them out for the teams to look at here in the ECC. O'Connell up ahead, it goes to Elsie. Hard to the basket, and he misses the layup, but there's O'Connell with the rebound. Elsie zips, and Morrell turns it over.
They're too fancy here by the Lancers. Those tricky Lancers, as you would say.
There's a 3 for Eddie, back rim, no good, and Elsie rips down the rebound.
Just 2 points in the quarter thus far for Ledyard.
You get a blocking foul on Eddie.
(8-2) scoring here in the third quarter.
We're going to get our first look at Albert Frank. He's into the ball game along with Green and Stallbush. So mass exodus here for Ledyard. I think Ledyard's going to go small and see if they can pressure.
Waterford is out-rebounded Ledyard 6-0 in the quarter, too.
There's Frank doing a great job. He's right on Elsie. Outlaw, nice job defending as well. So turning it up a little bit. Stallbush, hard defender. Plays, again, football player. They got Peabody trapped. He finds Morrell, and the kid can finish around the rim.
He's been active. He knows what to do with around the rim. Just catch and shoot. Catch it high, shoot it high, young man.
Biggest lead, 16. Green into Outlaw and trying to go 1-on-3. We're going to get a foul, but that's a bailout foul. Yeah, absolutely. So Cagle's going to come back in for Keefe. Ledyard's going small. They've got what amounts to 4 guards and Outlaw into the game. We're going to see what they do with that.
Trying to create some offense off of some turnovers on the defensive end.
Stallbush hangs and hits the
there you go.
Bank shot is good.
Now let's see if they turn it into pressure on this end.
I think you're going to see hard man-to-man with a lot of pressure on the ball. Frank up in Elsie's grill.
That's backcourt. It was not tipped.
He tipped. He said he tipped it, but it was on Elsie. So there's that defense that we're saying. I think this is going to be what you're going to see here from Ledyard now. Trying to get to the basket, pressure on defense. Outlaw bangs hard in the air, draws the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Got the foul. Are they going to get it on Morrell or are they getting it on Elsie? They're going to get it on Morrell, and that'll be 2 shots for Ryan Outlaw.
Lead is 14 now. Let's see if they can get this lineup change in there. Casey, a different look, going with a small lineup and try and drag this lead back down to 8 points the way it was at the end of the third quarter, or second quarter, and see if they can get things moving.
And you can't miss those, Louis. That's a lot to ask, but you got to knock those down. And Waterford wants a timeout. I think Coach Bassett wants to make some adjustments to this lineup of Ledyard that he just saw. Perfect time for it, because they're going to come off of. If he makes this, I think he's expecting pressure. A 14-point lead as we head to the end of quarter number 3, and again, 8 o'clock, the big one. People are already excited for it. They're dancing.
The big man's over there in the corner, too. You can see him off to the right-hand side. Donovan Clingan.
Yeah, he does stand out, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Did you notice in the great feature of Peter Wappy, like it opens and it looks like 4 kindergartners and a high school kid?
Yeah.
He just towers above everybody.
Big kid. Ledyard faithful here tonight. Colonel Crew.
I would also like to do a sociological study on the effect of a jumbotron on people. People see themselves on the jumbotron. Look,
all right.
It's like I love jumbotrons really bring out the joy in the child in everyone. I think Peter Wappy will help me with my study of the effects of jumbotrons on the general public. Outlaw, one more. And he knocks that one down, and Ledyard, just a little man pressure. Now they're down into a 1-2-2. Yep, pressure. 3 for Peabody. No good. Weak side rebound, Stallbush. And Elsie with great hands coming the other way.
Tough to turn it over after a turnover.
And a block by Outlaw on O'Connell. Elsie floater in the lane, and he gets the friendly bounce.
DJ Exum frustrated because they had a turnover and they're coming back down and trying to cut the lead to possibly single digits.
Oh, great job by Frank. Spins, hangs, finishes.
Well, I think Coach Exum has got some kids on the floor that actually want to play right now too. Want to keep things moving a little bit, a little quicker.
Yeah, they need to have a little more energy and play with a little more tenacity, and I think this group does. Long straightaway 3 from Peabody, short, and Cagle fighting with Morrell, and it'll be Ledyard basketball. You're going to see McHugh checking in for Waterford. But I like this Ledyard lineup. So here's what we're discovering. The book on how to beat Waterford is going to be to pressure the guards.
Yeah.
And why was St. Bernard's effective against them? In part because they have the perfect lineup to match Waterford.
Right.
It's all about the matchups. Out low, pump fake. Now back to Stallbush. Stallbush drives, hangs, left-hander over McHugh is good.
Taking it in with the big fellas that time, Stallbush. Good move. He's played some good minutes here for Coach Jackson.
Back in this trap. Waterford breaks it nicely. Floater short. Green comes out of the pack. Ledyard has numbers. And
Is that a Euro step?
Nope. Green that time forgot they weren't running the
triple
wing
option.
He took the pitch from Eddie or from Stallbush, right? He took
Came off the edge to the 25, to the 30, to the 35.
You know, it's funny because they could put this Ledyard team could put the quarterback and 3 running backs from the football team and a lineman out there. That's a good move by O'Connell. Hangs, no good. Green comes down with a rebound. Great hands. Peabody, 2-on-1, and Green gets a little sloppy, but the tenacity of the defense. There's first smart thing that we've seen here. Slow it back down. And the lead's only 11.
Yeah. Green wants to go with it, doesn't he?
He does. Well, he only has 1 speed, right?
Yeah, it's 100.
Frank kicks out. Stallbush straightaway 3. No good back iron. Strong rebound from Oak. Elsie's wide open under the basket. They just find him, and he makes the layup. Beautiful look from Petrowski.
Good look that time for Petrowski. Elsie cutting down the lane. The easy 2, the little scoop at the lane.
.25 seconds now, down to 20 seconds. 13-point lead. Ledyard's going to try it for the last shot.
I don't know why. Got to get things moving, need possessions.
Bounce pass out low, jump stop, finishes at the rim. It's a nice basket.
Good move, good pass, good move, good finish.
Up ahead it goes, O'Connell, and he scores at the buzzer. And that's gonna put Waterford on top, 44-31. Come back for 4th quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At Orthopedic Partners, exceptional care and treatment is our top priority. We provide high-quality, state-of-the-art services and treatments for the comfort and satisfaction of our patients. If you have questions or would like to schedule an appointment, contact us today at 860-889-7345 or at orthopartners.com. All that's good begins with a smile, and your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing the personalized, gentle care you deserve. Commitment to our patients includes information that leads to more informed decisions about their oral health needs. We hope you'll find this website both useful and interesting. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com. Hey, are you looking for a premier travel baseball organization? The Hartford-based Connecticut Capitals may be a great fit for you. We are a true baseball academy focusing on travel baseball, academics, performance training, and instruction. Check us out on Instagram at Connecticut Capitals Baseball or visit our website at www.ctcapsbaseball.com for more information.
You see Waterford running out at the end, little fancy move, and Peabody, though he can't finish, comes right back with a second behind the back. And O'Connell was able to get it done, but you know, Waterford now just out hustling and out working, and really Ledyard had a little something going, but they really just haven't had an answer for Waterford's defense and ability to get out and run.
Young Oak, 15 points and 9 rebounds to lead the way for the Lancers. Ryan Outlaw getting taken off the court.
I hope it's not the same injury he had in football. Luther in the game, blocked by Goldschneider. Up ahead it goes, O'Connell. Showtime! And he almost pinned himself, but he was able to get it to go down. Foul on Goldschneider. Cagle will draw the foul, and it'll be Ledyard ball on the outs with a 15-point Waterford lead.
Bill Bassett going to talk to Goldschneider. He picked up his 4th foul. It's a foul 45 feet from the basket, son. Coaching, always teaching, always looking ahead.
He's too good a shooter to be on the bench. That's what part of it. Of course, with him out of the game, Waterford just gets longer as McHugh knocks it out. Waterford pretty much with a 7-man rotation today.
Yeah.
Luther will inbound. Hate seeing Outlaw get out. I mean, we've just seen him hobbled for so long, and so frustrating. You know, sophomore.
A turf toe injury during the end of the football season. We saw him a little beat up, and
junior, I should say. But yeah, just the turf toe got him, and was never really able to rebound it. Stallbush, 3 no good. Tip gets his own rebound, and McHugh pins him.
Swallowed that up.
Cagle step in, hangs left hand finish.
Cagle's still working out there, the senior.
McHugh lobs up ahead, and Elsey over the top of Frank, and then out of bounds off of Elsey. That looked again, Elsey, the wide receiver in football, went up and caught the touchdown, but off his leg. So Derek Rivera into the ball game for Waterford, the junior. Stallbush, Cagle for a long 3, no good, short, and right into the ball game. Rivera grabs a rebound. Nice look to Elsey. Nice look from Elsey. O'Connell.
Timeout Ledyard on that little layup. 19 points now for O'Connell on the night. And he is heady by the rim. You see the delivery by Elsey, the back end to Oak. You know, and the one thing, too, the big people do from Waterford, they move without the basketball. Make yourself available. Catch, shoot. You know, be in the right spot. And then, you know, obviously, you got to get the basketball. So the recognition from some of the passes. And, you know, again, we talked about this, Casey. This is what this program does. Spread the floor, move the basketball, team basketball. You know, there's not really one player bigger than the sum of parts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'll signal out Elsey for a minute. I think Elsey, even though he scored 2 points maybe, or 4 points, and has not played, I don't think he would say that he's played very well.
Right.
But how many times have we seen him break their pressure by finding the open man?
Zip pass at the rim. And
you know, he's probably got 8 assists from O'Connell and Morrell at the basket. That's where they become so difficult because too many, like you said, too many guys know how to, they're the opposite of Ledyard. Everybody makes themselves available.
O'Connell scored the last 6 Waterford points. 19 officially, 10 points in the second half. There's Mike.
And in the crowd, surrounded by the future Mikey Bassettos, there's Mikey Bassetto, Waterford
He's
state
laying low,
champion.
look at him. Odion and stuff like that. Whenever he's wearing the ring.
Mitchell College now, and national leader in assists. You know that?
I did not.
Leading the nation in assists per game. It's not bad.
Oh.
Frank thinks about the 3. And nice move again. Stallbush drives to the basket. He'll draw the foul on the floor.
Stallbush has played well. He's played extremely aggressive for Coach Exum.
And I think you talk about the mystery box. People are going to find themselves getting minutes, because of how hard they're working in a game like this. 3-pointer by Frank, no good. Up ahead, see, look at Waterford trying to run. Elsey. And Coach Exum also said he wasn't thrilled about their conditioning, that they're going to need to keep getting out there in better condition. Waterford looks very well conditioned. Rivera for 3. Good! Derek Rivera knocks down the 3.
Yeah, you talk about a kid like Stallbush right there with the basketball, Casey getting a lot of minutes tonight. Maybe it's his effort tonight. You know, you got a kid like Whipple who's been kind of buried on the bench right now, and you know he's seems to be in a bit of the doghouse, and you know you're going to need some of these kids again. This is valuable experience, you know, for Frank, Stallbush, and some of these other kids when you're trying to figure out pieces of the rotation. And who's going to bring it every single night?
18-point lead. Waterford has a chance to go up 20 here on this possession. I love Stallbush's effort.
He's tough. He is a pain in the butt. That's travel right there.
And there's Peyton Luther stepping in with the steal. And up left-handed for 2. And that's how you're going to get on the floor right there. Peabody, he can shoot it.
That's a tough shot, isn't it? A little leaner in there from 6 feet.
Yeah, Logan Peabody can shoot the basketball, though. He's got a great touch. Dump down, Cagle, spins on Elsey. Great defense, hangs. Keefe rips down the rebound, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow stays here. Good effort. Again, right now, you want to be on the floor, it's max effort all the time. So Luther will inbound underneath. Wide open, Stallbush. You're going to get a touch foul from Rivera. Ledyard will retain possession.
Bill Bassett's going to call a timeout. Talk things over a little bit.
Yeah,
so both these teams, we'll talk about St. Bernard's real quick, and the common opponent of both these teams. They're 2-0 right on the year. They beat Ledyard and they beat Waterford, and we talk about St. Bernard's every single year too, and we always put them in an upper echelon. Is this kind of the year that they kind of make a run maybe on the state level? Do they have the goods to do that?
So I think it's hard to make that kind of run with the youth that they have. You're going to play 3 freshmen. I think it's hard. We said the one thing they've always missed is the size, right? They don't, even when they had Nate Avery in the lineup,
big guy,
it wasn't quite the same. So the answer is yes. I think they can make some noise, but I think it's tough. Those freshmen are going to have to grow up pretty fast. You talked about the common opponent in St. Bernard's. Waterford went to school on what St. Bernard's did, testing Ledyard's conditioning as well. Run, push, make them defend. Nice bounce pass. Keith kicks out. Luther for 3. That's good basketball. That's the best set they've had in a while.
Yep. So inside out, find a shooter on the perimeter, and Luther's played well. I think Coach Exum is going to find out who wants to play.
That was the first time that Ledyard's offense looked like Waterford's offense. Move the ball. There's a turnover the other way. Cagle. Jump, and he's going to draw the foul on the floor from Petrowski. And, by no means is 15 is not undoable here for Ledyard. But this is the effort that they're, you'd want to see from them the entire game. Cagle will shoot 2. He must be exhausted too, by the way. He's played a lot of physical minutes tonight.
You know how I feel about that. You're 18 years old, you don't get tired. 17 years old, you don't get tired.
It's a fair point, Sports Doctor.
Tired at 50.
50, you're exhausted, permanently exhausted. Nice rebound and put back by Connor Keefe.
Lead down to 13. I think DJ Exum is proud of the way this unit right here is scrapping.
Kick out 3 for Peabody, short. Nice rebound by Keefe. Good job by Stallbush coming to get it. Step back 3. Frank, no good. Another great rebound by Keefe. Little hook over the top of O'Connell is good. Connor Keefe, and the lead is shrinking slowly.
It's all because of effort. It's all because of hustle right now for the Colonels. Second chance scoring opportunities. Gritty playing a defensive end.
Little 9-2 Ledyard run. And that is ended. That's a nice job that time as Petrowski was able to score in the lane. Back to 13. Cagle, too much time here pounding the basketball.
Yep, gotta go.
High screen from Keith. Cagle pulls up and short on the three, and nice look. I'll be frank, that was a great look to Keith. Little touch foul. Lead is 11, and Ledyard has definitely found something with this unit.
Yeah, I mean, they're scrapping. That is it in a nutshell. I mean, Luther is scrapping. Frank is scrapping.
Stallbush
is just
my new favorite player.
He is
the way he plays.
Pain in the butt out there for Coach Bill Bassett.
Keeps out of the game, and Eddie's in the game, so there is no size really for Ledyard right now. They're going to be all about the defense. Hounding the basketball. LC drives baseline, hangs, can't finish. Good defense, weak side. On the floor goes Eddie and LC. It'll be a tie-up. Possession arrow stays with Waterford.
Tie-up on the floor, possession arrow with the Lancers.
There's a great step in again by Luther. Off to the races. And a great block from behind by Rivera.
And a hustle play that time. Derek Rivera said, not on my watch.
Great effort as Luther stepped in, and Rivera never quit on the play. Good hustle both directions, both teams. Frank, great look underneath to Eddie. League in single digits, it's 9. This is the effort Ledyard could have used
this
all
is what
game.
they needed to play in the first quarter. I mean, yeah, he's got a really small lineup in there with a bunch of kids who are just scrapping. There you go, another turnover.
Luther ahead to Eddie. Drives, reverse, no good, out of the pack. Waterford's got numbers. Goldschneider finishes at the rim. Stallbush can't finish. Up ahead it goes, leaking out. Peabody and a little strong from O'Connell. And it'll be a turnover, and Ledyard will send Green and Keith back into the ballgame.
Double-double tonight for Oak. 10 rebounds. His 10th, the last time down the floor. See a lot of that out of him this year. A lot of nights where he's going to have 10 and 10 and carry the load a little bit up front for Bill Bassett.
Luther kicks out. Keith probably should have avoided
Tough
going
to
into the lane.
Dribble the basketball down so low. Use your size to an advantage. You let the little guys come in and be involved when you're 6'4" and dribble the ball through the lane.
Question to ask Coach Bassett at the end of this one is how does he think they handled the pressure that Ledyard put on, and is that something he's going to be looking at moving forward? They have that great length and that size. They're so disruptive, but are you a little concerned that perhaps pressure might be the thing you're going to see more of from other teams? And who can apply it? Who can really put that kind of pressure on? Stallbush, no good. Great rebound, Peabody. Up ahead, LC. Bounce pass to Goldschneider, blocked from behind by Green. Waterford will retain the basketball, 48 seconds remaining. LC kicks it out. Waterford now 45 seconds remaining. O'Connell, and we're going to get an offensive foul.
Yeah. Here's Stallbush clapping down there, getting his hands in the mix. He's played well, hasn't he, Case?
Yeah, he's been scrappy. I like the effort. Never quit.
Yeah.
That's going to get him on the floor. You know, that's the kind of thing. I'm a coach.
With Luther, Peyton Luther, too. Showed you some flashes here in the second half.
Yeah.
Frank played well. Albert Frank.
Luther hangs at the basket. He'll draw the foul. He'll go shoot 2.
That's a good, strong move by the little guy that time. Fearless coming down the lane.
Yep, Waterford now will move, you know, they're 32 seconds away. We talked about 4-0. They'll move to 5-0, and that makes them the winningest Connecticut high school here at the Mohegan Sun. More wins than anyone else.
5-0.
So they will have won 3 state championships here, an ECC championship here,
and won this game.
And the Day Holiday Classic here. So in descending order of importance, but the Day Classic win ties into the state championship wins, and here's how.
Yes.
You ready for this?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
This group of Waterford is the least experienced group to play at the Sun.
Yes.
Since the first group that played at the Sun.
Sure.
Every Waterford team that played after that first group had more experience playing at the Sun.
Gotcha.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That made sense?
It does.
Sure. I'm not even sure if I made sense.
You went to Wesleyan. You're fine.
Speaking of Wesleyan, a little shout out to Will Sowen, who committed to Middlebury, the NESCAC school. We like those NESCAC schools. So Peter Wappy says it's a stretch. You're right, because you know, Wesleyan being such a superior school, I was just trying to give Sowen some love going to Middlebury. It's a NESCAC tie-in.
Cagle with 11 for Waterford. Keefe, 8 points, 10 rebounds. Bucket away from a double-double. Peabody with 10. Oak with 19 and 11 to lead the way for the Lancers.
Second one's good. 32 seconds remaining here in the ballgame. Green hangs, kicks. Cagle can't finish at the rim, and a strong rebound by O'Connell. Goldschneider out of the pack. Waterford with numbers, and they'll pull it out. And we'll get a unnecessary foul with 9 seconds remaining here. So Waterford will inbound, and Ledyard will, I'm hoping, allow them to run this thing out with 9 seconds remaining in the game. And another foul with 7.9, so hopefully they will realize that they're down 10.
Ledyard foul number 5, Liam Stolish, his second.
A foul, and Peabody will go to the line.
Colonel's foul number 5, Liam Stolish, his third. Logan Peabody to the line, shooting a 1-1.
Stallbush down, 3 seconds long, 3, no good, and that will do it. 59-47. The Waterford Lancers are the victors, fittingly, in the first ever Day Holiday Classic here at Mohegan Sun. They will move on to 2-1. The sports doctor will be efforting Coach Bill Bassett, who's given a little hug to the Ledyard coaching staff and players. 12-point victory. Game 2, of course, 8 o'clock tonight, tip-off for Game 2. And Bill Bassett is heading over to talk with our own sports doctor, as well as our entire Lancer group and the Waterford Dental Health player of the game. Sports doctor.
All right, Coach Bassett, Big win here tonight at the Mohegan Sun. How is this as an early season test for your squad?
Hey, I feel any team as good as Ledyard comes in and pushes you around, you know, they're going to toughen you up. They have a good combination of size, speed. Like, they're very strong underneath Cagle and Elo, but then they bring in these guards who are super fast, so you have to prepare for both.
Now, this is a new team for you, Bill. So, at what point during the season, is it game 3, game 4, game 5, where you start to figure out the right combinations on the floor?
You know, every time we have a game, you have guys come in and just do different things, right? Evan McHugh today came into 2 huge threes.
Right.
Derek Rivera came in the end of the game, played great defense. I'm getting contributions from guys every night. You never know whose number's going to be called.
Right, they went a little small on you, and they bothered you. You had a 20-point lead. They went small. They put pressure on you guys. How do you address that moving forward in the season?
We just have to make sure we have good ball handling and make good decisions on the floor.
All right. Well, our Waterford Dental Health player of the game tonight is senior Sean O'Connell. Big game tonight. Double-double out there. First of all, talk about the play against the tough Ledyard team for you personally.
You know, we just got to break through their defense because they got a lot of size, so we just got to move the ball around and get the ball to everybody.
Right, and it's a team game out there. You didn't do it yourself. Your teammates setting you up, blocking shots. How good can this team be moving forward during the season?
We capitalize on our defense, I think we'll be very dangerous.
Yeah, defense wins championships, but not only you, but you and your brother have both now dunked on this floor. Whose dunk do you think was better, yours or right? Sean's, right, just for sure. Waterford Dental Health, play the game, Sean O'Connell. Great job tonight. But Bill, this is a big win. You guys are undefeated on this floor. Now, if you know this or not, but the most wins from a high school basketball team in the state of Connecticut on Mohegan Sun.
I had no idea. I'm just, you know what? Every time we're here, it's a special opportunity. I told the guys, embrace the moment and get after it, but someone's got to win this game tonight. I'm glad we came out on top.
All right, great team win as always. Waterford Lancers tonight, Casey, here at the Mohegan Sun.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. A lot of things to be happy about for Waterford. You saw the highlights of Sean O'Connell doing a little bit of everything. Dunking at the basket, launching threes, making himself available at the hoop. And O'Connell leads the Lancers tonight. He is our Waterford Dental Health player of the game. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from all the action tonight. Early going, you saw O'Connell gets out, runs the floor. Great defense. We saw him jump the lane a few times. Outlow gets blocked by Morrell. That shows the strong interior defense that Waterford had. O'Connell so active at the rim. And I thought he was going to bring the house down. Almost pinned himself, but he got it to go. Second dunk of the game for O'Connell. And after that, it was Cagle, scoring at the basket. Ledyard trying to get something going, but Waterford too much. LC finds O'Connell, and at the end, Lancers just too much court vision and the ability to break pressure. But Ledyard wouldn't give up. Peyton Luther with a finish at the rim, and that small lineup really bothered Ledyard, but Rivera showing the tenacity of Waterford as they stayed in it. Even Connor Keefe couldn't quite get Ledyard to come back. Rivera knocks down a triple, and the Lancers, a happy group as they bring home the first victory here in the Day Holiday Classic. So Game 2 set for an 8 o'clock tip-off. However, 7:46 is when you want to come back. So about 20 minutes from now, you're going to want to come back here for the pregame. East Catholic and Bristol Central, of course, number 1 and number 3 in the state. Sports Doctor, great effort by Waterford tonight.
Yep, good game.
Coach Bassett seemed very clear that he likes this group, and they do a lot of good things. Back to the drawing board a little bit for Coach Exum to find out which group of guys he needs to have.
Who wants to hustle and who wants to play for Coach Exum. Good test for Waterford. A little bit of a growing stick for Ledyard. Listen, long season in the ECC.
Waterford 59-47. Come on back at 7:46 for the pregame of Game 2, East Catholic and Bristol Central. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
Titan versus Titan. The best of the best on the big stage. East Catholic has been one of the state's best teams for years. Perennial state champion contenders and 3-time champions under head coach Luke Riley. Big, talented, they are young, and they will have to solve the Donovan dilemma. Donovan Clingan, UConn committed, is 7 feet of basketball misery for opponents. Last time they played, he had 33 points and 26 rebounds in a 1-point overtime victory. At guards Victor Rosa and Damian Glasper, and the Rams are ready to stake their claim as Connecticut's best team. Can East Catholic find a way to solve the Clingan conundrum? Or will the Rams prove too tough to tame? It's Titan versus Titan. East Catholic and Bristol Central. The Day Holiday Classic, and it's live on game day on theday.com.
The crowd filters into the Mohegan Sun Arena for what, by all accounts, is a clash of the Titans. The #1 Bristol Central Rams, led by UConn-bound Donovan Clingan, takes on the #3 East Catholic Eagles, and it's all live on game day. Of course, it is game 2 of the Day Holiday Classic. Waterford High School, the winners in game 1, and Sports Doctor, this one is really what it's all about.
Yeah, these are the big boys, Casey, as they would say, and all the hype around Donovan Clingan and Bristol Central's preseason #1 ranking in the state, and rightfully so. In East Catholic, in a program that is no stranger to being #1 themselves a time or two, and getting a chance to talk to Coach Luke Riley before the game, he flat out told me, he says, I asked him, I said, do you kind of feel like the underdog? And he says, yeah, I do. He says, for the first time in a long time, we've got something to prove here. They graduated 4 starters from last year. They're going to go through some growing pains, and they like this role. They like being the underdog. They like putting a chip on the shoulder. They lost to Bristol Central last year at the buzzer, in a conference tournament game. But I think the coach-em-up mentality is the approach that Luke Riley has. And I asked him, I said, is your team going to be really good? And he said, yeah. And I said, this year? And he says, we're about to find out starting tonight.
Well, it was a few years ago, Bristol Central it started to emerge as a team along with East Catholic. Those games were epic. We saw East Catholic a few years ago against Windsor. Yeah. They were the #1 team in the state at the time. And we're used to East Catholic, multiple state championships under Luke Riley. But this is a whole different animal. Donovan Clingan headed to UConn, the presumptive player of the year in Connecticut. He, as I described in the open, 7 foot of basketball misery for his opponents.
That is one way to put it, no doubt about it. And for Bristol Central, they're prime. They've got 4 starters returning. They only go about 7 men deep, and figure things out after that. But if there was a season that was going to be returned to normalcy after COVID and whatnot, then this was the year that Bristol Central was going to shine. And why not, with one of the marquee players in the state, and and a real good supporting cast around him. So, one team coming in feeling confident, the other team playing a bit of the underdog role a little bit.
Well, a couple of storylines to follow in this one, aside from Donovan Clingan, is when do you have the Connecticut Basketball Player of the Year and the Connecticut Football Player of the Year on the floor on the same team? We're talking, of course, about guard Victor Rosa, also headed to UConn, and it's really Rosa and Damian Glasper who are the machine that makes them go, and they open things up for Clingan. But the story is, for many of you who know, that Donovan lost his mom to cancer. It was Mom Stacy, who is the leading rebounder at Bristol Central. And Donovan is 16 rebounds.
Could get it tonight.
Shy of her record. So what a night it would be. He mentioned it. Here at the Sun is where he hopes to accomplish it. If he can get 17 rebounds in this one, he will be the all-time leader, eclipsing his mom, his late mom, something that I know is very meaningful to him. But he said it. A state championship is what, he has eluded him, right? So it's great. It's great that he's off to UConn, and it's great. But he wants that state championship.
He's got a chance to get a little taste tonight playing at the Mohegan Sun, and I'm sure that these young men want to be back here in early March playing for the big state championship, and get yourself used to the floor a little bit, get yourself used to the layout, and it's a special game tonight. And for East Catholic, how fitting is them to play the underdog? When have you ever heard that?
Well,
in the last few years,
when they only have one senior, you look at their roster, and Coach Luke Riley is excited. Yeah. He's got a player, 6'6" James Jones. Now, I want you to link James Jones to Tom Brady in less than 3 moves.
James Jones.
James Jones is the nephew of Tabucky Jones.
Oh, there you go.
Who played for Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
There you go, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So Jones is a young emerging player as a junior. They have some size, but very young. They're talented as heck, but they're going to be going up against the immovable force of Donovan Clingan as well as the general experience. So Bristol Central, not deep, but experienced.
Right.
East Catholic, not experienced.
You're going to see a lot of double and triple teams tonight from that East Catholic defense. Coach Luke Riley said we will throw all bodies we can at Donovan Clingan.
Well, we are seconds away from introduction, so let's turn it over to the voice of the Tip-Off Classic, Bill Glennie. So
he's there.
We're waiting on him though. He's over there.
He's there. Yeah.
I don't see him, so we'll talk for a second. How do you go about defending a guy like Donovan Clingan?
Oh boy!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mohegan Sun Arena for Game 2 of the Day Holiday Classic, featuring the Bristol Central Rams and the Eagles of East Catholic. Holiday Classic shirts are available for purchase on the concourse, and we'd like to thank tonight's sponsors: Waterford Dental Health, Orthopedic Partners, Scient Federal Credit Union, and Connecticut Capitals Baseball Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, the CIAC has made a commitment to promote sportsmanship in all athletic contests. Please show respect for all players, coaches, game officials, and spectators. Anyone violating our standards of sportsmanship will be warned once, and continued violations may lead to a removal from the contest. Please cheer for your team and not against your opponents. Your officials tonight: Dave Cruz, Tim Viveris, and AJ Janelli. Fans, we begin with the preseason #1 ranked team in Connecticut, the Bristol Central Rams. Wearing maroon jerseys with white trim, they are led by Coach Tim Barrett. Put your hands together as we meet the starting 5. Starting at guard, a 6-foot senior, number 3, Victor Rosa. Starting at guard, a 6-foot senior, number 5, Damian Glasper. Starting at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 11, Stephen Alsef. Starting at forward, a 6'3" senior, number 30, Carson Rivora. And starting at center, a 7'2" senior, number 32, Donovan Clingan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the number 3 ranked East Catholic Eagles. Wearing their white jerseys with blue trim, they are coached by Luke Riley. Make some noise for their starting 5. Starting at guard, a 6'2" junior, number 1, Luke Riley. Starting at guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 2, Alan Wright. At forward, a 6'5" junior, number 10, Rob Elliott. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 11, Sam Riley. And starting at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 22, James Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is being performed by the Ledyard High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Melanie Cometa.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Fans, we direct your attention to the big board to introduce tonight's players.
Jason Dominguez, Southside Elementary.
Victor Rosa, the Southside Elementary School.
Michael Allen, Southside Elementary School. Damien Glassford, the Southside Elementary School.
Trey Blair, Hubble Elementary School. Steve Elso Jr., Otello Magnet School.
Zachary Vaness, John J. Jennings Elementary School.
Mason Stokes, O'Connell Elementary School.
Aaron Brown, Pitkin Elementary.
Harrison Ross, West Bristol.
Jelani Walton, Ivy Drive School.
Dylan Brown, Southside Elementary School.
Arson Rivora, the Edgewood School.
Mike McMahon, St. Joe's Catholic.
Donovan Clingan, the Southside Elementary School. Julius Powell, Stafford Elementary.
Jason Van Beveren, West Bristol.
John Manuel Gomez, West Bristol School.
Preston Fowler, Maple Street.
Luke Riley, Corpus Christi School.
Alan Wright, Trenchgate Academy.
Matt Morgan, Let It Fly Elementary.
Mason Cottrell, aka Wings, Takeoff Academy.
TJ Jackson, Showtime Elementary. Rob Elliott, Farmers Academy.
Samson Riley, Button Ball Lane.
Trey Thompson, VI Montessori School.
James Jones, Shannon Harhead, New Britain. Josh Harris, Big Guard Academy.
JJ Hay, Porter.
Leandro Sanchez, North Wyndham.
And you see there, UConn bound Donovan Clingan, 7 feet of ill intent as he is ready to take on a very game East Catholic Eagle team, and it's a lot of size, a lot of athleticism out there. Let's have some fun, Sports Talk.
Let's go to town, 1 versus 3.
Hey, congratulations, 6'5" Rob Elliott. 6'5" is tall. Take a look, folks, because like I said, Donovan Clingan makes tall people look not tall.
I was at the UConn game on Saturday afternoon when they played Providence College, and Donovan was there, and all 16,000 went to their feet when they got announced at halftime.
7 feet is like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Everyone thinks they've seen it, but you know it when you see it. Wins the tip.
You're going to see a lot of zone defense and a lot of fronting and a lot of backing of the big man, who will probably touch the ball almost every single time down the floor.
Baseline. Rosa comes out of the pack with it. Looking for Clingan. He's got position. Kicks out. 3 ball, first of the game, in and out. Good rebound by Jones.
Bristol Central, a little man-to-man D.
Elliott. 3, no good back iron from Riley. Underneath, and a bunny missed, and another bunny missed. Good idea. That's going to be a turnover. It's going to go over to Bristol Central.
The aggressive play early on the offensive end from East Catholic. And again, that underdog mentality that Luke Riley brings into this game. It's hard for me to even say that, but they are going to play aggressive basketball.
Alself and Rosa, along with Glasper. 3 guards, trying to get the ball inside of Clingan. They got double team on him, which you'll expect for most of the game. Dump into Clingan, great position. Little jump hook, well defended and off the back iron. Kicking it back out, East Catholic will run their set. Allen Wright with the basketball. Riley drives baseline, kick, 3-pointer from the side is buried. First triple of the game by Allen Wright. Dump in Clingan, he's got great position.
That's tough. That is tough.
He gets the ball there, he can't do anything about it.
I think you see a lot of driving, kicking, and a lot of 3-pointers today from East Catholic.
Back iron, no good. Rebound, Rosa. Up ahead. East Catholic will set. And a 3. Buried from Glasper. Wright dumps down Riley. Looks for a screen, gets it. Heads to the basket, pull up, fall away. Short, and Clingan with the rebound. Alsef pushing it up.
Bristol Central quick to get the ball up the floor. They like to pass the ball up the end lines. Casey, nice job by East Catholic getting back on D.
3, got it. Glasper knocks down the triple.
Yeah, he's heating up. Back-to-back triples for Glasper.
Right, good decision.
Got away with a walk there.
And Riley was the dog chasing the car. When you catch it, what are you going to do with it? He drove sort of aggressively to the basket and found himself in a position. What are you supposed to do there?
A little bailout call that time on Clingan. Thought Riley got away with a walk coming on down the lane. That's what Clingan is saying.
Listen, I know the kid's name is Samson. So he's not afraid of the lion that is Donovan Clingan. And all around the rim, and it goes. It looks like Bristol Central wants to push and then settle.
Yeah, they push up the sidelines. Settle, wait for the big man to come in. Get your spacing on offense. Spot your shooters up along the floor. A little pressure here for East.
They like to break the pressure by going up top to Clingan. That time the guards took care of it. Now it's dumped inside. Jones gets a hand on it. Alsef, kick out. Glasper, athletic. No, Clingan with the follow, yes. Jones, step back, no good. Clingan with the rebound.
Yeah, Bristol looks to push. East gets back on D, set back into the zone.
Another dump down to Clingan. They got a double team. He spins into it. Little running hook. And that is pretty much anytime he wants it.
Yep.
In no man's land was Riley. Now, jump shot from the side is knocked down. Nice one. Elliott from the corner.
Got a timeout by Luke Riley off the make. 12-7.
I look at Clingan sort of like I look at the ground attack of a good running team. You got to be willing to give up the yards and not the three balls. I think once he catches it in the paint, guard the shooters.
Yeah.
Because you know what, you're going to give up those baskets. Where they're dangerous is where he kicks out and they nail those threes because everyone's trying to collapse on him. Now, if you can keep him out of there, great. But once he catches the ball in the middle,
you're just not going to keep him out of there. Like you said, Glassbar's got a couple of threes, and if these guys get cooking from the perimeter, it's an impossible team to defend. So you want to give him 40, and then everybody else 12.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You're thinking about it,
I think the threes are where you get in trouble against a team like Central because, he's going to let him go for 35, but you can't let somebody else have seven threes in the meantime. And I like the pressure. You got to try to create some turnovers in transition. Up high, Clingan. Puts it on the floor, nice cut. And there's that turnover coming the other way is Catholic. And Clingan says, you ain't coming in here. I appreciate Riley. Riley is not backing away.
No, he is. No.
Sam Riley's a sophomore. He is not backing away.
Not on my watch, is the big fella.
Quick trigger three. Good. Riley knocks down the three. Rosa, quarterback, heading to UConn, now dumped into Clingan. Hounded, multiple guys.
Sanchez, a little muscle out there. It's a tough cover.
Yeah, so we saw Leandre Sanchez. He's going to rotate bodies in there, but, he's 6'1", he's wide, but, that's giving up a foot. I have a feeling his job will be to gain, go
just
foul.
Lean on him.
Five
times. 5 fouls, yeah.
You got 5.
That's okay.
Nice cut. Can't finish. Clingan, rebound, and a putback. How do you solve the Donovan dilemma? Riley, nice pump fake. Gets the soft touch.
He's played well, hasn't he?
Sam Riley, the sophomore.
He will rise up and hit that shot. And East is going to have to shoot from a high percentage from the floor to even stay in this game. And so far they have.
Rosa dumps it down. Clingan looking for a cutter. Instead, steps back, trains the 17-footer.
All right.
Right now, Danny Hurley's going, yeah, excellent.
Good D.
Back up top, run the offense. Allen Wright with the basketball for East Catholic. Riley squares up, three-pointer. No good. We're going to get a moving screen on James Jones. Ball will come over to Central. Rosa will get a breather, and coming into the ball game, Aaron Brown.
Clingan has scored the last 8 points for the team. He has 10 overall in the night. Tough place to pick up the dribble.
Yeah.
And timeout.
So Aaron Brown, the senior, picked up the dribble in a lousy spot. Allowed East Catholic. Now, this is in no way a comment about Bristol Central. I'm going to focus on East Catholic. East Catholic, when we saw them play Windsor a few years ago, Windsor, I think, was a more talented team than them.
Yeah.
They had East Catholic had Matt Nolan, Yale-bound, great player.
Right.
But I thought Luke Riley had that team as well coached. We talk about Bill Bassett and what he does with Waterford.
Right.
The East Catholic runs everything. They know how they run man, they run zone, they trap. They are so well coached. Luke Riley,
Situational basketball to a T.
and that's what's going to be. I mean, that's what they're going to have to do. That's a good example. You get an opportunity to trap a kid. I mean, every chance you can, because honestly, Clingan is that difficult to overcome.
Yep, trap in the corner, drive and kick on the offensive end, hit the outside jump shot, and play hard, like Riley is there.
You love coaches' kids, don't you?
Oh my God.
Clingan demands it at the foul line, gets it, spins, strong, left-handed finish at the rim.
That's a drop step. That's a big man move from a big man. Scored the last 10 points for the team.
Riley, 3-ball, no good short. Clingan with a strong rebound. Up ahead, Alsef will push. All the way to the basket, Alsef hangs. And we're gonna get a blocking foul on the floor. And Alsef will go to the line and shoot 2.
Foul be on Luke Riley with the block.
So Alsef, senior.
That was going to be on the floor. They're asking, and it is going to be shooting or on the floor.
So, difference of 2 teams. Bristol Central starts 5 seniors, right?
Right.
Add to that Clingan, right? On the other side, one senior. And you can see East Catholic trying any number of things, right?
Yep.
They tried in the beginning, fronting and doubling him.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're just trying to figure out what is the best approach. I mean, how do you get him into a position? And on offense, like you said, they're going to have to knock down 3s. 7-point lead, biggest lead of the game for Bristol Central. Jones, nice look. Kick out, now driving to the basket. Was right, back up top to right. Bounce pass. Nice disruption by Clingan. Up top, 3-ball short. Clingan tips it to himself, gets the rebound, and Bristol Central will push.
Easton and man-to-man now. They come out of the zone. Man-to-man defense with a lot of help.
Offensive foul. That call is going to be on, looks like it's called on Alsef. His first foul.
Not sure about the call. Off the ball.
Yeah, East needs a basket right now. Catholic needs to come down, get a good look, get a spot-up shot. Lob into Jones, kick out, Riley. Luke Riley, kick back out again now, very deliberate. Sam
Good
Riley,
defense that time by Brown.
Look for right, 3-ball, no good. And what a tip at the buzzer! James Jones, what an athletic move, 19-14. Let's take a look at that.
Jones. Up high, the tip at the buzzer. Perfect.
Well, he cut the lead to 5. We're coming back. Second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At Orthopedic Partners, exceptional care and treatment is our top priority. We provide high-quality, state-of-the-art services and treatments for the comfort and satisfaction of our patients. If you have questions or would like to schedule an appointment, contact us today at 860-889-7345 or at orthopartners.com. All that's good begins with a smile, and your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing the personalized, gentle care you deserve. Commitment to our patients includes information that leads to more informed decisions about their oral health needs. We hope you'll find this website both useful and interesting. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
5-point Bristol Central lead at the end of a quarter, and Donovan Clingan putting his impact on this ballgame.
Yeah, 12 points and 6 rebounds for the senior. Casey leading the way for Bristol Central. Riley with 7 points. Sampson Riley with 7 points. And Jones with 5 rebounds leading the way for East Catholic. You know what? And I like the aggressive play by East Catholic. They can find a way to knock down some triples to stay in this game.
James Jones needs to step it up a little bit, and that was a great play at the end of the quarter to cut it to 5. Now they have the basketball.
A little high screen pick and pop that's going to free on the three-point line.
Riley, pump fake, baseline, knocks it down.
Good move.
Yeah, Sam Riley can shoot the basketball.
Yeah, that's a good move. A little jab step, little pump fake, gets a defender in the air, knocks it down. They will have to make a lot of 14-footers and a couple of 24-footers to stay in this game.
You see them going out on Glasper. They're not going to let him hit those threes. He comes off the screen, pump fake, jump shot, knocked it down.
Tough.
Yeah, Damian Glasper's a good shooter.
Yep, it's tough.
Riley, well defended from Alsef. Drives, try to pass it off.
Yep.
And
there's Alsef on the back end of the Klingon disruption.
now it's dumped down to Clingan. He spins, left-hander, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Casey, big men today in today's game are almost non-existent, but this kid he's got great footwork. He plays extremely well with his back to the basket. He can square up and hit that little 12-footer we saw. Extremely athletic.
And the thing I like about him is he's able to run the floor. You know, so many times the 7-footers, the way to beat him is to beat him up and down the floor. Well, he's running the floor, you know, and he's beating other people down. Trayshawn Blair into the game for Bristol Central. He'll give Alsef a break. Clingan knocked the second one down. Lead is 6. Riley found himself in the unenviable spot. Kicked it out, 3-pointer, no good. Rosa with the rebound.
Spacing on the floor for Bristol Central.
Yeah, space it out, figure out what defense they're playing on the big guy, and then give it. Glasper gave up the 3, drives, hangs, lefty flip. A little fancy from Damian Glasper.
Yeah, he's tough. Couple triples, couple trips to the rim.
Straightaway 3 from Riley, back iron, no good, and up top goes Clingan, but he loses it. Stutter step, Sampson Riley, back out for 3, no, that's long, Clingan rips it down. So tough to generate offense against Bristol Central with active guards. Glasper for 3, got it.
He's feeling it. That's his 3rd triple tonight. Coach Luke Riley wants to call a timeout.
Lead is 11, and that's the, you know, do you want slow poison or quick poison?
No, pick your poison. How about that? But, you know, Glasper is a kid that show you the ability to take it to the rim, come outside, leak out, and hit the triple, and all the attentions to the big man. He is playing well for East Catholic.
It just looks so easy on the offensive side of things for Bristol Central because of what Clingan brings to the table. They've always got an offensive option.
8-2 run for Bristol Central in the second quarter. 7 of the 8 points by Glasper, a free throw by Clingan. And there you go, you send the lead up to 11 points. It's 13 points for Glasper, so you talk about a double-headed monster. You're going to give Clingan his, but nobody else is going to get a taste. Well, you know, Glasper not only has a taste, he has a bite of the pie.
And that's such a challenge. That's why Bristol Central is so difficult. You mean, Glasper gets to the rim, he knocks down 3s, and you never have no option.
Right.
There's always a shot because Clingan can catch it at the foul line and just turn and shoot it.
Yep.
So, bigger than on the defensive side of things, Catholic's got to figure out ways of getting some good offensive looks that isn't just Sam Riley squaring up and shooting the basketball. I think James Jones really needs to find a way to get into the offense. Speaking of Jones, stutter step now, swing, Riley for three, short, and Rosa quick to the ball.
Got some wheels, doesn't he?
Well, he's heading to UConn as well. Nice pass to the cutting Carson Rivera.
And that's the push off the miss, the push up the floor, creating a mismatch, giving yourself some numbers.
Good kick out. Three is
tipped.
short, but a nice follow underneath from Sanchez. Catholic being very aggressive with Clingan, and he misses a little bunny hook, but nice rebound.
I go right back to him.
Wants it, they do. He spins, and he'll get a foul on the floor. Now that time, that's where I think he actually should have recognized where the body was. He spun into
the pressure.
There was nothing left. If he had spun left, he had a dunk. You know, I think he just had to feel it out a little bit. In the game for Catholic now, 6'6" freshman Preston Fowler. Also in the game, 6-foot senior Matt Morgan, the lone senior on the team for East Catholic. Rosa dumps it into Clingan, kick out to a cutter. Weak side block, nicely done.
Good defense up front by Fowler.
Riley, Sam Riley, double team underneath, and underneath missed the freshman Fowler. Fowler very active underneath, but Clingan with a rebound.
Yeah, he's gonna give Riley some good minutes out there. Sure, a little frustrated after missing the bunny. 6'6" freshman, no, it's a skill set. Oh, that's a foul.
Gonna get foul on the floor, they're saying, no shot.
Was that right? Rosa looks like a football player, doesn't he?
He's
Hey, tough kid out there.
Solid.
Yeah.
A little high-low, Clingan trying to slide down instead. Rosa for three, back iron, no good. Look, rebound from Fowler. And Sam Riley will push. Nice backdoor. Oh, Clingan. That was just not nice.
That's tough.
Not nice.
That's tough. Look at this. There you go. Turn the corner. The delivery and the rejection.
There are block
and
shots.
And the stare down, the boot.
There are block shots and there are rejections. That was a rejection. Morgan for three. Knocked it down.
Clean look that time by Matt Morgan, senior guard, 6-footer.
Here's that time, right? 3 minutes, 8 points.
3 minutes. This could go to 12 or it could be down to 6.
Glasper, pump fake, baseline, no good. Rebound, Morgan.
Had a shot there, he gave it up.
There goes Fowler, floater. Clingan got a piece, and it tips it out to Rosa. A little sloppy down there. And on the end line is Elliott. By the way, do you know this? Both Glasper and Rosa are lefties.
I did, yes.
A left-handed backcourt.
2:37 left to go in the first half. 8-point lead by Bristol Central.
Tough turnover right there for Catholic because they had a chance to
get this thing down to 6 or maybe 5 with a three-pointer.
Good minutes from Leandre Sanchez. He'll take a break.
A little sloppy the last 2 minutes on both ends of the floor for both these teams.
This is big now this is a big lineup in the game for East Catholic. They got Fowler at 6'6", and Elliott at 6'5", and Jones at 6'6", all in the game at the same time.
Yep.
Little smack talk going down on the baseline, too. Glasper for three, no good. Clingan takes it, follow, no good, and a strong rebound comes down to Jones. Morgan for three, short. Weak side rebound by Alseth. That would have been a big three. Cut it to 5, it was just short for Morgan.
Big man's calling for it. You got to give it to him.
Rivora can't get it to go. Clingan got a piece of it, and Rivora tips it back out. Now it's dumped into Clingan. He spins hard and gonna draw the foul as he got to the rim.
You know, is it easy for a big kid like that to get frustrated because he almost getting hammered every single time he touches the basketball?
Yes.
I'm not saying getting hammered, but he's got a lot of bodies coming at him and a lot of people swatting at him. You think it's easy for him to get frustrated?
I not only do I think it's easy for him, I think it's justified, and I'll tell you why. He talked about it, you know, in our segment on him, how when he gets to college, you know, the bodies get bigger, the players get more athletic, so he won't be the standout guy. Well, in some ways, that evens the playing field for him.
Sure.
Because at this level, quite honestly, people are going to hit him, and the ref's not going to call it. They're going to hang on him because it's almost like two sets of rules because of how physically dominant he is. Knocks them both down.
3 out of 4 from the free throw line. A little timeout here by Bristol Central.
Lead up to 10. But I do think we see it, you know, in all youth sports. It's almost like the biggest kid gets penalized.
Yeah.
Because he's so much more physically dominant than the other people. So it's almost like an unintentional leveling of the playing field. Yep. So it's hard not to get frustrated. That being said, I think he does a great job of playing within himself.
Yeah, holding his composure, not overdoing things, playing within his game and his skill set, and his skill set's very good. But it just, you see the big guy and a lot of people coming after him in different, different areas. He has had no field goals this quarter. 15 points, 9 rebounds.
So he's 7 rebounds away from tying his late mom's rebound record. Now, I do want to say this. I want it on record that there was a dunk earlier in the Waterford Ledyard game than there has been in the Bristol Central East Catholic. So we thought there would be a bunch of above the rim play here, and there has been, but they've done a real good job keeping Clingan away from the actual rim.
Well, I think if you're rotating 2 or 3 different bodies, you keep them grounded a little bit too.
That's a great point, Switch.
Yeah. You don't want to let him operate one-on-one. When you operate 1 against 3, it's tough to play above the rim.
He's pretty close to do a drop step and just bring it on the rim.
Sure, yeah.
That's where that frustration. First chance he gets,
and he will do it.
He'll bring the house down. Right, gets a screen, pull up, jump shot, no good. Clingan tips and credit. I believe we got a credit.
Rob Elliott on the putback that time. And Elliott's going to body up with Clingan down on the other end. He's hanging around. I got to Elliott. Elliott's going to get called for the foul. He's just way too much pushing underneath.
Clingan will go to the line. He'll shoot 1-on-1.
And again, you talked about this. Luke Riley's got a couple of guys that you can use all 5 fouls. Just keep leaning, just keep pushing, keep shoving, frustrate him a little bit.
Yeah, he might make 20 free throws tonight, but he's going to be at the line a lot.
Right.
Speaking of those bodies, we got one of them checking into the ball game right now. Josh Harris, the sophomore, listed at 6'2", but that's an offensive lineman.
He sure is.
You talked about the evolution of the 7-footer and how we don't see 7-footers that play around the basket. They all want to go out and shoot it.
Shoot it, yeah.
Well, you can see, though, this is a kid who has worked on
the jump touch.
Yeah, worked on the shot.
Good touch.
Because when he does go to the next level, he's going to be expected to make that shot. They're going to expect him to be able to go away from the basket as well. Lots of stutter steps. Right says, I'll give it a try. Clingan says, yeah, well, same result. Up ahead, Rosa. Looking for the lob to Clingan. It was a little short, and off of Riley, it goes out of bounds. It'll be Central ball. You know all of the Bristol Central kids want that lob. They want to get that dunk.
Throw it in. Bring down the house.
It's in their minds as well. East Catholic has done a great job. Alseth for three. Good.
Tough. Free ball from the corner. Spread the floor, knock it down.
Riley kick out, swing. Pump fake now, Riley drives baseline, hangs, Clingan with another block. You go in with a tree and you get the branch. .11 and almost 12 seconds remaining, 13-point lead for Bristol Central. Catholic trying to get one last shot here. Riley wants a screen. Riley gets a high screen, swings to brother Riley. Three ball at the buzzer, no good, and at halftime it's a 13-point lead for Bristol Central over East Catholic, and things going the way of the Rams here in half number one. Sports Doctor will have Coach Tim Barrett here at halftime. Sports Doctor.
All right, Coach, up by 13, headed into the locker room. You happy with the pace and the tempo of the first half?
Yeah, tempo's all right. We got to do a better job on the defensive glass. We've given up 6 offensive rebounds in the first half. That's resulted in 10 of their 23 points. We got to fix that in the second half. We're doing a good job on the first shot. We're not finishing the possession. We got to do a better job finishing the possession in the second half.
You guys have a lot of people contributing out there, hitting 3 balls from the corner. Good team play. Keep it up in the second half a little bit.
We moved the ball great. I thought we stalled there a little bit in the second quarter. We played a little bit of selfish ball just for a couple-minute stretch. But other than that, I thought we played, 12 to 13 good minutes there in that first half. So,
all right, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, Case.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. It's tough when you're up that many points to find something to be upset about, but it all starts with the big guy. And he's had a rough time, lost his mom, looking to move on to UConn. The road ahead has been paved by the people behind him, Donovan Clingan.
Donovan Clingan has gotten used to being the center of attention.
I've been tall my whole life. When I was in 8th grade going into high school, I was about 6'8", 6'7", and I shot up to 6'10", 6'11", going into my freshman year.
With that height come the inevitable looks from people wherever he goes.
Yeah, most annoying thing ever. But I just try not to let it bother me, let it annoy me. But
on the basketball court, he's subject to a different kind of attention from opposing defenses.
Pretty physical. I usually get teamed up with 2 to 3 guys on me. So I'm pretty banged up and bruised up after games. But it's just gonna help me get stronger and better for the next level. Because there's gonna be same way but bigger and stronger people on me.
Clingan's unique combination of size and skill could have taken him down any number of paths for high school, but he chose to stay home at Bristol Central.
I'm pretty loyal to the school. One of the biggest reasons I stayed at Central is because of just like a family atmosphere, and I support all the sports teams. Go away games for soccer, all sports. Football games, I was at every one. Just supporting, because those are all my best friends, all my brothers. So just being there for the school and supporting to get the students and everyone else involved was big to me.
He made a similar choice, staying close to home for college.
The biggest reason for me going to UConn, I just felt like, I walk on campus, and it just felt like home. It just felt right. I feel like the opportunity, everyone, I would go around to, say the mall, and, it's just a bunch of UConn fans there, come on, Clingan, stay in state, the state loves you. And it's just, stuff like that, just I have a state, behind my back. It just means a lot to me, have the support from everyone, all these local UConn fans. I go to games now, the games this year, and people asking for pictures, and that just means a lot for me.
All that attention comes with a good deal of pressure.
He wants the moment. He's never been afraid of the moment. I think there's a little extra pressure when you're the homegrown, probably on both him and Coach Hurley to find success. If he's sitting on the bench in the state of Connecticut, that's not going to be okay. So there's added pressure to both. But I think Coach Hurley and Donovan are going to both feed off that together.
Just to be able to have the opportunity that I do to go there and, help impact the team and that school, and just I'm going to work hard and to be the best player I can, and hopefully bring back a national championship.
But before any of that, there are still things left to accomplish in high school. including one that would honor his late mother.
Right now, my mom has about 1,032 rebounds in her career. That's what she finished with in high school. She went here. Right now, I'm at 1,002. So, hopefully by Mohegan, I could break that record, and that'll be a special moment to me.
Well, Donovan Clingan on his way to UConn is 7 rebounds away from that elusive mark of his late mom, Stacy. We'll see if he can get that in the second half. To do it, he's going to have to go over the top of this guy. And, James Jones probably has a ceiling that is pretty high. And head coach Luke Riley says, sky's the limit for this young man.
James Jones is a special kid. One of our core principles is being selfless. And James is the type of person that, puts the needs of others before himself. And you notice that as a coach, and you notice what type of teammate he is. And getting to know him since he's been at East, I realize that's ingrained in his family. I know that he grew up going to New Britain Boys and Girls Club. His dad is the director of the New Britain Boys and Girls Club, and what they as a family and witnessed his dad do for others in the community, I think has really rubbed off on him.
Definitely from my dad. He's a big influence in the community. A lot of people look up to him. Whenever kids have a problem, he's like the first person they ask, so I'm really inspired by my dad. Growing up was great. Everybody was there for me that was older. We don't have a lot of people that are on a bigger stage, but there's always people that are always gonna help the youth, and I really was inspired by that growing up.
I've seen him work with little kids at camps and make their day. I've seen him and the way people respond to him within his own community. When he's at the New Britain Boys and Girls Club and there's a fall league going on, and everybody knows him, and that's where he grew up.
Yeah, it's my whole childhood. That's where my basketball roots are really from. Boys and Girls Club. That's the first league I ever played in, Biddy basketball there with Coach Marco.
It's a little kind of neat for me too as a coach because 30 years ago that fall league was going on at the same time, and as a high school player myself, I spent a lot of time there, and I know what that organization has meant to that community over the years, and that kind of gets me a little in tune with it. And to see James doing what he's doing and watch his dad doing what he's doing there, it's kind of special.
With those kind of roots, right, in New Britain, was it hard to come here? Was it a hard decision?
No, it was easy. Every time I went to Riley camp, all the people, the coaches, the counselors that were players at East were always selfless, always helping the kids. Coach Riley always helping the kids, so it's very easy.
He is the ultimate team first guy, and he epitomizes what it means for us as East Catholic to be selfless.
First family of New Britain sports, as James Jones says, hard-hitting New Britain. His dad, big role model, Uncle Tabucky. The kid raised in New Britain and plays with that toughness. And East Catholic's going to have to show more of that toughness if they're going to figure out the Clingan conundrum, the Donovan dilemma.
They're going to rotate a lot of bodies at him, and they've played hard, and they've played extremely hard here in the first half. And Clingan with 17 points and 19 rebounds. And you talked about him getting his taste. But Glasper's got a bite of the pie, too. He's got 13 points, and others have helped the cause for Bristol Central. It hasn't been a one-man show out there tonight for the Rams. Clingan's been effective, but you got guys out there springing three-pointers from the perimeter and the ball movement going. That's very, very tough to beat.
What I really like about Bristol Central is the leadership where everybody's content doing their job.
Yeah.
Victor Rosa, again, he's Connecticut Football Player of the Year. This is a guy who's used to the spotlight as far as he's used to being the man.
Yep.
Well, out here, he's a distributor. He's not, he knows that it's Clingan. He knows that it's Glasper. The other guys, Alsef and Rivora, just doing their part, chipping in a little bit. I like the mentality that Bristol Central approaches things with, and I see why Luke Riley loves this team, because I think about playing against anyone other than a kid like Clingan.
There's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of young kids that can really, really play. And the one thing about East Catholic, Casey, is you cannot question their effort.
No.
You can't do that. These kids play tough. They play hard. It's a program. It's a system. And they're young. They're really, really young. But they're gonna pick some people off this year. I mean, it's tough to go in against a 7-footer. We all know that. But East is good. I mean, they're so well disciplined, you know, on both ends of the floor.
What'll be interesting for Bristol Central is there's going to be a game when Clingan gets into foul trouble, or you know, someone finds a way and he just has a bad night. What does Bristol Central do then? Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half and just see how hard it is to keep him away from the basket.
Yeah, very tough. The drive and the kick and the three ball for the corner. That's East needs a little more of that, and then you see, you know, Glassbar getting off a little bit from the three-point line, back-to-back threes, and then the big man gets a touch, and you know that's a good big. That's a little skyhook, a little Jabarish right there, and the block, the rejection, and then there's the ability to go out and knock down that 10-footer, and he'll do a lot more of that, you know, in college. But his footwork, the drop step, good stuff. The hustle to play, that's it. That's a nice little putback right there.
Yeah, that was the end
by
of the first
Jones,
quarter
yeah.
by Jones, sure. But
And
that's
again,
really, Glasper's really the guy,
getting
yeah.
to the rim, and some good ball movement without the basketball on both ends, and there's the rejection right there, and then stare down. Not on my watch. But he is he's a fantastic player, and from the corner from Alsef, you sprinkle 3 or 4 guys around the perimeter, knock down three-point shots. It's a very, very tough thing to defend.
I mean, he takes away the idea of scoring in the paint. He is so good and he's so long that he's able to commit to one defender and rotate back for that bounce pass on the weak side. So really, it's about kicking, right? So you got to have three-point shooters waiting for the kick. I like what East Catholic did early in that regard. Bristol Central tightened it up a little bit. But if you're going to make a game against Bristol Central, you're going to have to knock down threes, and you're going to have to work exceptionally hard at second chance points, as well as defense. You can't lose Glassbar.
Nope, 30 points combined, 17 for Clingan and 13 for Glassbar. So 30 out of the 36 points coming from 2 players.
And the thing about Glassbar is that he's such a good shooter that you can't leave him, but he's also able to get to the basket. So Glassper is really, if it weren't for Clingan, Glassper could be a 25-a-night guy.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm laughing about that. Riley leading the way with 9 for East Catholic, and Jones has 6 rebounds out there. So, you talked about James Jones and the big putback, 6'6", toting away on the boards for Luke Riley and the Eagles. You got the Rams versus the Eagles. That's a big matchup, isn't it?
Yes, could be the potential NFC. Now this is all about the number 1 and number 3 team in the state of Connecticut, and Bristol Central showing every reason why they are number 1 right now.
I want to see East Catholic is beaten with Glastonbury and Middletown, and East is going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough team.
I think East is going to be so much better at the end of the year too. Clingan, little jump hook, can't get it to go. Gets his other way. Rivora, no good. Clingan tips it to himself, and
he's getting undercut the whole way that time by Allen Wright, and that's a good call. Wright was just shoving him away from the basket underneath.
You got to like the effort. Clingan doesn't give up on anything, and he's very agile around the basket, able to keep plays alive. So even when you box him out, he's still able to put hands on the ball, tip it to his teammates.
That's one of those plays where a 7-footer's getting just ridden underneath from 5'11", Allen Wright. And I'm not too sure if the sports doctor wasn't 7 feet. He'd get a little frustrated on that.
Well, the sports doctor's more likely to be the guy doing the undercutting.
Stop. I've never done it in my life.
He'd be right at his knees. Well, I don't mean on purpose. He'd just literally be right at his knees.
Yeah.
Missed both, so empty trip from the foul line for Clingan. Oh, calling for it. Riley wanted it. He had a chance for the 3. Wright didn't see him. East Catholic needs a good first possession here, get off a good shot. Wright. Now Jones swing, and not much there. Great defense early on from Central. Good look underneath, but you want no part of that. Catch and shoot. Riley, no good. Clingan with the rebound. Rosa, a little weave with Glasper. Alsef pressured, dumps it into Clingan. Spins baseline. No good, gets his own rebound, no good. Gets his own rebound again. You can't stop Donovan Clingan around the basket.
He's got to send one of those in.
All the way to the basket, left hand is good. What a nice move, Allen Wright. We're gonna get an offensive foul.
That's gonna be on Glasper.
Yep, Glasper with a hand. Little shove, so Catholic will get the basketball.
A good officiated ball game too. Refs letting these kids play a little bit.
That's a good crew on the floor.
Yeah,
right?
whistles in their pockets. They understand it. Two big-time schools here.
It was a good high-low. Jones with the catch, bounce pass to Elliott. But here, hearing footsteps, Elliott was looking for Clingan.
Yeah.
Ball goes off his hands.
Yeah, when you're trying to get the lead from 13 possibly down to 10 or 11, it's tough to turn the basketball over. Big pressure here by East.
Glasper, Rivora dumps it inside. Clingan's got good position. Spins, middle, no good. Follows, no good.
Oh, he's getting hammered too. He got guys all over him.
Riley, blocked. Clingan is frustrated, but he's also blaming himself. He's saying, I got to make those. Tapping his chest, saying, that's me, that's on me. Right to inbound. Jones pump fakes, kicks. Riley drives and scores over the top of Clingan. Basket is good, and the foul, and a little smack talk.
Yeah.
Luke Riley will go to the line. Basket was good, and he went right at the big guy.
Boy, the commitment to get to the rim and take it right at the big fella. Makes this for down to a 10-point game.
East Catholic section giving an earful. Little trap pressure. Alsef Jones did a nice job coming over the top. All the way to the basket. Glasper no good, and there's a follow by Clingan.
East trying to pick it up the tempo on the offensive end.
Oh, rejection, but Wright can't get the putback. I don't envy Rob Elliott. He's had the unenviable task. Lob, Clingan, and he'll be fouled up at the rim. Elliott got his body and couldn't get it.
It was
Clingan
coming.
Shoot two.
It was coming. That's all it takes is a little leak out and a little head nod to the big fella to get to the rim. But East is being physical with him. They are not letting him have anything down low. They are pushing, shoving, whatever you can do.
Well, I think that's going to be what he sees a lot this year. I think teams are going to rotate guys in, foul them, and beat them up, and whatever. Anytime the officials don't call it, bonus. But I think this is going to be the rule against him. Going back to something we saw here, do you remember the strategy against Mikey Pacetto?
Yeah.
It was beat him senseless and hope you can wear him down. Well, that's what they're going to try to do with Clingan. And if you can have a possession with no call, so be it. Riley, nice job to the cutting Elliott. Reverse layup is good. East Catholic showing a little life. Clingan away from the basket. Instead, kicks out. Alsef for three, short.
Shooter's touch. Count the basket. And then a foul underneath. Looks like it's going to be on James Jones for a little chippiness. A little pushing and shoving.
So
that should be Bristol Central's ball underneath.
Basket's going to be...
Count the bucket. Jones gets his third personal foul. And it should be East ball on the baseline. I'm sorry, Bristol's ball.
And the crew got it right, just like the sports doctor dialed it up. Jones will head to the bench. Sanchez will come back in for East Catholic. Rosa dumps down to kick out Clingan. Glasper for three. No good. And there comes the rebound and the putback for the big guy.
Just like that, they push the lead to 16. 5-point trip that time for Bristol Central.
Oh, good look. Sanchez over the top of Clingan. Basket is good. And the foul. And Clingan says, I didn't touch him.
Be his third personal, too.
A very happy student section. East Catholic saying, get off the floor if you can.
You take him out of the game?
Why not? You got a 14-point lead. I'd give him a break. Not because of 3 fouls, just to give him a break. He's played every minute of every second of the game.
I don't know what they're discussing here. What are they talking about?
And Bristol Central.
I think Bristol Central called timeout.
They're going to put Julius Powell into the game, the junior. A lot of size for Powell, too. Not like you're getting a lot, not like you're getting too much smaller. Let's find out what's going on.
Okay, guys, we got a good basket and a foul, and we have a double technical foul on number 10 from red, on number 10 from white, and number 32 from red. It's a double technical foul. They offset. We're going to the one shot, point of interruption.
There you go.
So double tech.
Yeah.
Rob Elliott for East Catholic and Clingan for Bristol Central.
Now, my only question is, with the technical foul, does that give Clingan 4?
So that would be both of their 4th fouls.
Yeah, that'd be a 4th foul.
And I asked you earlier at halftime,
Yeah.
there's going to be a game when Clingan gets into foul trouble.
Right.
What's the response? Well,
we're about to see it.
You're going to find out because you got 4:20 left in the third. Sanchez at the line. East Catholic trying to get Fowler into the ball game, but they got to go back to the point. He's got to check in with the bench. There he goes. He checks in for Elliott. And Sanchez will shoot the bonus. That's good.
He's 13-point lead.
They'll keep
Easter
pressure.
trap, yeah.
Rosa and Riley. Rosa comes down to Rivora. Now let's see what Central runs without Clingan in the game. Alseth.
Tremendous ball pressure.
Kick out. Glasper for 3. Good.
Yep. Glasper from the corner. And right to the rim goes East. Without the big man there.
Rivora, big rebound. Here comes Rosa the other direction. Great defense from Wright.
Yep. Now watch 5-second call here.
There's a trap, weak side. Riley stepped in. What's the call? Out of bounds.
The foul's going to be called on Riley.
They called the foul on Riley.
Oh, boy, I think that was a bailout call right there because Rosa was in danger of getting a 5-second violation.
Dump down to Rivora. Spins. Blocked weak side by Fowler. Catholic looking to run. Right. Riley. Dump down to Fowler. Kick out of right. Zip pass. A lot of ball movement. Out of bounds. It'll stay East Catholic, but East Catholic got to pull the trigger.
Yeah, they've got some shooters freed up on the perimeter. Maybe went too many passes that time. Got a clean look. Let it rip. You're down by 16 with the big man on the bench. Now's your time to take advantage.
East Catholic having some problems inbounding. Riley, dump down, nice look. Basket's good from Fowler.
Coach Riley calls for pressure.
Great defense from Wright. Ahead it goes. And Sam Riley will knock it down. Off its turnover, lead cut to 12.
Watch out for the 5-second call again.
Glasper drives. Foul's going to be on the floor. That's going to go against Sam Riley as well, I believe. Nope, that foul is going to go on the other Riley. It's going to go on Luke Riley. Central ball underneath.
This is where you're going to have kids like Alsef and Glassbar step up with your big man on the bench. But East just tremendous ball pressure.
There's a steal from Fowler. And that's a bad mistake off of the foot of Riley out of bounds. So Fowler made a nice steal and threw it off the foot of his teammate, and so it'll go back to Central. Glasper drives baseline, kicks up top to Rosa. Again, baseline. Glasper hangs, blocked at the rim by Fowler. But a putback, Johnny on the spot, Julius Powell. Oh, Luke Riley fouled hard going to the basket. He'll shoot two.
Well, you're going to see East go to the rim. You know, with the big guy on the bench, that time a little head of steam that time for Luke Riley.
When did he come back in the game? Start of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
And then you got to think that they got to keep going at him, right?
You have to. Yeah, I mean, you're going to, if you can sneak out of this quarter up 12 or up 14, you'll bring him back in to start the fourth quarter, you'll be all right.
Riley knocks the second one down. Catholic still pressuring.
But I'll tell you what, though, East Catholic makes these guards work every single time they bring the ball up the floor.
Glasper for three. No good. Oh, look at Rosa. Hustle. No finish. Fowler with the rebound. And again, same mistake as last time. Not looking up.
Yep.
Trying to get that pass to right and instead out of bounds.
The unforced error up the sidelines.
Those are two big possessions.
You know, I think in that kind of situation, maybe Easton's got to settle a little bit. Let's settle down. Let's get a good trip. We need to force.
Now, the question is, can Catholic get it to 10 by the end of this quarter? Or does it go up to 15? Glasper, step back, stop, pop, short. This time Jones has it. Jones, dish, Fowler, pull up, jump shot, no good from the, just down on the baseline. That's a good possession by East Catholic, empty trip though.
A lot of hand checking going on. A lot of hand checking by.
Oh, what a screen. An offensive foul on Rivora as he set a screen and hammered Sam Riley. And I don't think he did anything wrong, but Riley ran into a wall. Jones, elbow, jump shot, no good, rebound, Glasper. Up ahead, Rivora, and he's fouled hard by Fowler, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. And right now, our officiating crew needs to keep their eyes on this. It's getting a little physical.
Chippy, a little physical, a little too much hand checking on both ends of the floor. A little bit of talking going on out there between, you know, Riley and Alsef off the ball in the backcourt.
Carson Rivora misses the first one. I think we got some blood from, yeah, we do, blood from Sam Riley. Sanchez comes into the ball game for East Catholic.
Come out of the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're efforting him a Band-Aid, but if he's bleeding, he's got to come out of the game. Aaron Brown's going to check in for Bristol Central. They'll give Rosa a rest.
He's got to come out.
And if that's the case, then East Catholic needs to put somebody on the floor.
Yeah.
And so Luke Riley will check back in. Vora's second is good. 27 seconds remaining in the third period. Great look underneath, and Jones off a beautiful pass. Lead is 12.
Jones, the junior, 6'6", Casey going up and getting him, making a play at the rim.
Wright, great defense on the ball. He and Riley have been so tough. Glasper, pump fake at the buzzer. Got it! Oh, a dagger from Damian Glasper at the end of period 3 puts Central up 15.
Here you see it. Glasper rising up, drain it. Nothing but net.
Fourth quarter action to come. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At Orthopedic Partners, exceptional care and treatment is our top priority. We provide high quality, state-of-the-art services and treatments for the comfort and satisfaction of our patients. If you have questions or would like to schedule an appointment, contact us today at 860-889-7345 or at orthopartners.com. All that's good begins with a smile, and your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing the personalized, gentle care you deserve. Commitment to our patients includes information that leads to more informed decisions about their oral health needs. We hope you'll find this website both useful and interesting. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com. Hey, are you looking for a premier travel baseball organization? The Hartford-based Connecticut Capitals may be a great fit for you. We are a true baseball academy focusing on travel baseball, academics, performance training, and instruction. Check us out on Instagram at Connecticut Capitals Baseball or visit our website at www.ctcapsbaseball.com for more information.
We're about to start the fourth quarter here. 15-point Bristol Central lead, and East Catholic will have the basketball here to start quarter number 4.
That's the reason why they're at 15 with Glasper right there, draining the big three. Is 19 points on the night. 43 points, 43 out of the 55 points being Clingan and Glasper. Casey, 7 different players scored for East Catholic in that third quarter, too.
Wright drives, pull up, short, out of the pack. Alsef with the basketball. 15-point lead. On the ball defense from Wright has been very good. Glasper, pump fake, stutters. Nice dish inside. And a follow of his own miss by Powell.
Yep. Powell working, doing big man's work down there, missing his free throw and coming right back, sticking with it.
Nice bounce pass from Morgan. Now Riley for 3, short. Back to Riley, drives baseline. And we're going to get a bump on the baseline as he went to the basket. We're going to see Sam Riley and Rob Elliott check back into the ball game for East Catholic here in a moment.
That was on Alsef. His second personal, Casey. This lead has been extended to 17 points with your big man on the bench. Powell chipping in, giving good minutes. And Glasper has been solid all game long.
Yeah, Glasper's, I mean, he could be a 20-point scorer, on any team. One more for Riley. Junior Luke Riley with the second. Knocks that one down as well. Pressure. He's Catholic looking to trap.
Look at trap out of that man pressure, yes.
Rosa, nice athletic move. Rivera knocks down the 12-footer.
That's a good touch. A little touch pass from Rosa, and Rivera drains it.
Elliott gets the ball, high post, and overshoots right. And he's going to be fouled by Alsef.
Alsef does not like that call one bit.
I think he went over the top of him going for the ball. I mean, you can't run through the guy to get to the ball. But that will put right at the line.
All right, now let me ask you this. With Clingan on the bench, as long as he's been on, and lead up to 17, are these good minutes for Powell?
Yes.
Are these good minutes for the other players to figure things out
yes.
as a unit if he's not out there?
I mean, they have not lost a step with Clingan on the bench.
Right.
They've actually increased the lead with Clingan on the bench. So they're playing, excellent basketball without him, and you got to learn how to play without him on the floor. One more for Allen Wright. No good, and tipped around. Rebound comes down to Rosa. Up ahead, Glasper wisely pulls it out. Steal by Wright. There's numbers. Bounce pass. Intercepted by Rivera. He'll be fouled by Wright.
Sloppy, chippy, bodies hitting the floor.
And I believe we're going to be shooting a 1-and-1 here.
This has not been a clean basketball game here in the second half.
So Rivera will shoot 1-and-1. Knocks that one down.
Yeah, you talk about with your star player out of the game and who steps up and what's your new identity of the team. And, Glassbar, obviously Rivera's played pretty well here too, and Powell off the bench.
Riley, strong with the basket. Offensive foul. Alsef stood his ground, fired up after taking the charge.
Timeout, East Catholic.
6:18, 17-point lead. They'll have the basketball, and I guess the only question is, will Donovan Clingan come back into this ball game, and we'll find out.
They've extended this lead without Clingan on the floor.
4-point extension. Now the question is, when do you bring him back in the game?
5 minutes. Or do you?
Yes, you definitely bring him back.
You bring him back in the game?
And the only reason you wouldn't bring him back in the game, the only reason you wouldn't bring him back in the game would be if he was hurt. I mean, there's no reason, even with that big lead, to not bring him back in the game.
Right.
In a game like this, but now the Cotton Eye Joe combined with the Titantron, Jumbotron, and the Cotton Eye Joe sports.
Yeah, let's go. Get the crowd up. Cotton Eye Joe. Huh?
It amazes me too that you could have 30,000 or 30, and everyone looks surprised when they're up on when they see themselves. They're surprised, like they found me.
Yeah. Good number to look at too. Rivera and Powell 9 points since Clingan went to the bench. Talk about players stepping up. Who's going to fill some shoes? Who's going to grow into a role? My guy Jason Salvi doing stats.
You brought in the big guns?
He brought in the big Coast Guard account. Mikey D brought it in. Mikey D had the connections. Let's see.
Alsef all the way to the basket.
Yeah, see, it's too easy. They beat the presser. They beat the press and the pressure with the over-the-top pass, and Alsef just took it coast to coast. That was too easy.
Lead up to 19. Sanchez underneath. Powell, reverse layup. No good. Nice rebound. Excuse me, Elliott with a miss.
Yeah.
Powell with a rebound.
And Julius Powell's played some good minutes here in the second half. The active big fella around the rim.
Swinging around, Rosa. Drives, floater with the left hand off the bank, no good. There's Powell again, and he walks.
Travel that time, yeah. Put it back up, big fella.
Catch
You're
it.
right there. You're 4 feet. Catch it high, shoot it high. You got to touch.
Riley with the basketball to Jones. Jones pulls up, bounce pass underneath to Sanchez, pump fakes, and he'll go to the line and shoot two. Good work, Leandre Sanchez will be at the line, and on cue at 5:18, Clingan will be checking back into the ballgame. Coach tell him, just put your hands up, no fouls.
That's it.
So Clingan will come in, Powell will take a breathe. Good minutes from junior Julius Powell.
Powell with 4 points and 5 rebounds since Clingan left the game. That's productive.
Second one is good from Sanchez, and pressure from Catholic. And there's a steal and knocked out of bounds. Fowler, it'll stay Catholic ball. Excuse me, Bristol Central. Off of Fowler. And Rivera underneath. Will inbound. High lob it goes to Clingan. He puts it to the floor. He wants it back. He's been out a while. There he goes up and throws it down with authority.
Send it in, big fella. The spin, the turn. Welcome back to the game.
That's a frustration. I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
And avoids the foul.
Yeah,
That's a nice job by
yes.
Sanchez.
East looking to trap.
Nice job, Rivera. Rosa dumps down. Clingan steps over the top. Good defense by Sanchez. Clingan kind of didn't want to draw contact. Clingan intercepts the pass. Up ahead, Glasper to Alsef. Misses the layup, and coming the other way is Riley.
And Alsef just picks his pocket. He's hurt.
And he got a calf cramp, I believe.
Yeah.
He cramped right up, so we're going to get a sub in, and into the ball game will be Treshawn Blair.
You ever have that happen? A calf cramp like that, almost a couple times a day, maybe?
I would.
On a golf course or something like that?
No, but when I was younger, back in my 20s, I would wake up in the middle of the night with calf cramps.
Yeah.
And those things, I mean, you go to the ground, you can't breathe, those things can hurt. You got a big knot in your calf.
Drink a lot of water.
Bananas. Eat a banana.
Eat a banana, potassium, yeah.
4:17, 64-46, Bristol Central on top.
Hey, how you doing?
Wouldn't it be something? He only needs 2 more rebounds. Are we going to get him?
Yeah, I would think so, right?
Thing is that Catholic's going to the basket trying to get him out of the game. So
Yeah,
his chance at rebounds aren't there. Come back on here.
An 18-point lead with 4:17 left to go. Bristol Central trying to hang on to that #1 team in the state ranking.
Catholic up ahead it goes. Rosa ahead of the pack. And that's a nice way to break the press.
Oh, touchdown play.
The quarterback on the receiving end. In the corner it goes. Morgan for 3. No good. Nice rebound underneath. And Rivera comes up with it for Bristol Central. And a kick, it'll stay with the Rams. .353 and a 20-point lead for Bristol Central. Team Riley. Coach Luke Riley trying to figure out what's next for his group. I don't think they played bad.
No. A little nickel dimer on the outside. A cheapie. Dave Cruz, a 20-point game with 3:43 left. That's a little play on. Let it go.
So Clingan will go to the line.
A little loose change out there.
Clingan,
a little nickel dimer.
And the way he's shooting free throws, by the way, I mean, you got to get him to the line, right? Right now he's struggling at the line.
Donovan?
Hackadon. He's got too good a touch, though, for that to be a long-term thing.
Put the whistles in the pocket here. We have 3:30 left to go. 20-point lead.
Blocked by Clingan. Right, drives right at him again. And Riley, and it gives it up to Jones.
And a timeout by East.
19-point lead for Bristol Central. And we'll see what Central comes out of the timeout.
So with this, with this big fella going to UConn next year, and I had a chance to go see UConn play Providence, and we'll talk a little bit about UConn basketball, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Very good, very athletic. Can't really find a player to score for them, and they've got a young kid in Hawkins who's a freshman who's just not ready. And they play against Providence. Listen, that's a huge game. Big East game, back in the Big East. PC, Saturday afternoon, 5 o'clock. Great crowd, sold out crowd, Casey. 16,000. And, UConn's hurt a little bit right now, but first of all, I like Danny Hurley. I like the energy. Crowd was into it. Providence was just a little too good. PC's good. PC played a tough physical game.
Our own Mike DeMoro says that Donovan Clingan will be the face of UConn basketball in a couple of years. Yeah. So I think that's the thing to look at. What does he do for that team moving in? All right, coming out of the timeout, 3.5 minutes remaining, 19-point lead for Bristol Central. Happy group of Rams right now. They'll have the basketball. Up top, Clingan. He gives it to Glasper, and great on-ball defense. Riley's been very tough on Glasper all night long. A lot of hand
checking. My goodness.
And a 10-second violation. They're letting Riley get away with a lot of stuff.
God. A lot of hand checking. He's almost like a shepherd out there, moving his herd.
Up top, Jones for 3. No good. And Clingan with the rebound. 1 away from tying the record.
Again, a lot of hands-on.
Nice pass from Clingan underneath. Basket by Rivera. Good, and the foul.
Rivera at the rim on the back end. Big time ball game. Send it in off the right block, Casey. Lead goes to 21 for Bristol Central.
Knocks it down. Riley, pull up, shot, no good. Rebound, Rosa. Lob inside, Clingan. And an easy dunk for Donovan Clingan. Riley pulls up, short, and there it is. I believe that counts the rebound, or is that a loose ball? No rebound for Clingan on that. And we're going to get a foul, offensive foul called against, no, they're going to call it against.
It's Glasper.
Glasper going to the basket. Clingan needs one more rebound to join his mother in the annals of Bristol Central rebounding fame. And not when Wright knocks it down like that. Up ahead, Rivora.
Does he need one more to tie?
One more, tie. He's tied now, he needs one more to finish. And there it is, offensive rebound, he'll go to the line.
With that rebound, Donovan Clingan has just set the Bristol Central career rebounding record.
Round of applause for Donovan Clingan.
There you go, 1,033, right there. For the big fella.
Nice ovation from the crowd, recognizing Donovan Clingan has passed his late mother, Stacy, as the all-time leading rebounder in Bristol Central history. And we'll get a couple subs into the ball game. Mason Stokes into the ball game. Jason Van Beveren into the ball game.
Rosa sits, he played a good ball game tonight. Victor Rosa, the leader.
Missed 2 free throws there for Clingan. Jones for 3, short. That's a great job. I got to give Mason Stokes credit. He boxed out Jones, let the ball go out of bounds. Van Beveren will inbound. Up top it goes to Clingan. Back to Van Beveren, and they'll break the pressure that way. Gotta be careful here. Nice job stepping in by Elliott, and out of bounds it will go, and it'll stay with Bristol Central in their 22-point lead. Blair, and Glasper and Bristol Central will take some air out of it. Inside it goes, Clingan, pump fake, drop step, left hand is no good. Rebound, Elliott.
I think he'd tell you he's frustrated tonight with himself a little bit too. He's missed some easy shots. He's got some guys hanging all over him, but I think he'd probably tell you he left at least 5 or 6 chippies out there. And it's tough, you know, when you got guys hanging all over you trip after trip, you get a little tired.
A reverse block, and Catholic will come the other way. Wright fouled as he goes to the basket, and he'll shoot 2. So Alan Wright will shoot 2, and we'll get some subs into the ball game as the benches will start to empty, and I think that's going to be the end of our time with Donovan Clingan here. Wright will shoot 2. So we're going to get Aaron Brown back into the ball game, and Jelani Walton will get into the ball game, as well as
J.J. Hay.
My guy, J.J. Hay, former NFA, brother of Nick.
There he is.
Put back in the rebound from Hay, and also into the ball game, Zachary Vaness for Bristol Central. At the line, it's not Hey JJ, but it's JJ Hay.
Yeah.
Mason Cottrell will come into the ball game, replacing Rob Elliott. One more for Hay. You like coming in the game cold and knock down a couple of free throws.
There you go. Shooter shoots case. You gotta know that. Look at East still bringing the pressure. Doesn't matter if there's 20 minutes or 20 seconds left to go in the game. They will bring it.
And you gotta pay attention. Hay with the steal. Up ahead to Riley. He'll finish at the basket. That time, Central's able to break the pressure. turning it a little bit ugly here.
Yeah.
And a block at the rim.
Garbage
Basket
time.
follow-up is good, and the foul. Mason Stokes. And he is stoked as he goes to the line for the bonus. Stokes with the extra. Back iron, no good. Morgan will come out the other side for East Catholic. Riley drives baseline, hangs in the air, and knocks down the jump shot. Luke Riley. Stokes, and that'll do it. Your final score, 74-59. Bristol Central with a decisive victory over the East Catholic Eagles as they stay undefeated and #1. And the Sports Doctor will have Bristol Central coach Tim Barrett, as well as the Waterford Dental Health player of the game. And as good as Damian Glasper played, the Waterford Dental Health player of the game is simply Donovan. Points, rebounds, blocks, and an impact on the game that is difficult to put into words. He is, I said it earlier, he is 7 feet of misery for opponents. Sports Doctors getting the Bristol Central Rams, the #1 team in the state of Connecticut. They stay undefeated. Sports Doctors with Coach Tim Barrett.
Well, Tim, a hard-fought win here tonight. First of all, if you could talk about actually extending the lead with your star player on the bench and what that meant to see other guys step up and fill roles.
I'll tell you, Julius Powell did a hell of a job for us tonight. Filled in 7 big minutes right there. Donovan picked up that 4th. And, last time we were in this situation last year as juniors, we would lose that lead. This time we actually extended it. Can't be prouder of my guys. My guards really took control in that 7-minute stretch when he was out. And, we a total team win tonight.
I know it's a different season, but talk about the effects from last year heading into tonight's game. Was that talked about before the game, or is it a different season, different time and place?
We knew they were going to come out wanting to beat us. We were the last team to beat them. But I can also tell you that at halftime we wrote 0-0 on the scoreboard, and we won this half by 2 as well. I told them we got to win the second half. You can't lose the game. You win both halves.
Right. You're a big guy. He accomplished a big thing tonight, the rebounding record. Talk about what he's meant to this program over the last 4 years.
I can start with the funny part. If he had made his layups, he would have got all his rebounds tonight. But with that being said, to break a record is one thing. To break your mother's record, it really leaves me speechless. I can't be prouder of the work he's put in, and I mean that. All right? Stacy shining down, anybody. She can't be prouder.
Well, he's our Waterford Dental Health player of the game. He's Donovan Clingan. Forget the points, forget everything else. Talk about that rebounding record, son.
It feels great to be able to be up there with my mom. She motivates me every day to play this sport and, work on my game to make it to the next level. Just to be up there next to her and past her just means a lot to me.
Now, you're going to see 2 and 3 bodies at you every single time down the floor on the offensive end. Do you get frustrated at all out there?
I get frustrated, but I try not to show it and not let it get to my head. I just try to play my game, find open teammates, score buckets when I can, and just win games. That's what it's all about.
Well, your teammates were knocking down some 3-pointers out there tonight, too. That's got to help you maneuver down low with some room as well.
Yeah, Damian Glasper came up big tonight, hit a bunch of threes, had a lot of points, which expanded the floor for me, giving me open looks, and, have other people cutting off me, finding Carson a couple of times, Damian out for 3-point shots. It was just a lot of ball movement tonight and a lot of playing together, which is about it's all about.
All right, good stuff. A happy group of Rams tonight as they are victorious here at the Mohegan Sun.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. The Waterford Dental Health player of the game, Donovan Clingan, 29 points, 17 rebounds, putting himself into the all-time Bristol Central rebounding lead ahead of his late mother, Stacy. Nice moment. You saw the emotion from head coach Tim Barrett. Glasper with 19 points, like he said, an important offensive effort. And early on, it was pretty clear that Glasper was the guy that was going to try to step up as the second offensive player, but you know, Clingan is just such an impactful player. You know, it's hard to maneuver around him. You kick it out, you get open threes like that one, and a little lucky roll from Alsef, but keeping that guy off the boards is a near impossibility. He's a disruptive force on both ends. They tried to get to it. Sanchez there with the one, and ultimately too many three-pointers from Glasper. Trying to stay in it with him out of the game. East Catholic tried to get to the rim and turn up the pressure, and Riley there with the layup. But ultimately, it was Glasper.
Glasper at the end of the quarter right there, the big shot, huh?
And as we went into the fourth quarter, we thought, you know, Clingan would get in eventually and get his rebounds, and he came in right away and ripped down the rim with a rim rocker. Got himself back in it. Nice feed to Rivora. Does a little bit of everything. Got the lob and the throwdown late. And finally, that 17th rebound, and he vaults himself in. So, I mean, Bristol Central was everything that we thought they were going to be, and I think East Catholic's a very good team, and we're going to see them again moving forward.
Yeah, good team. Good ball game here tonight. A little sloppy down the stretch, but this is what you get on this big stage in the state, and East will figure it out down the stretch, and I think Bristol Central is poised to have a really good season.
Well, the first ever Day Holiday Classic is in the books. I want to thank everybody who contributed to the success of tonight. Thank you to Mohegan Sun. Thank you to everybody, all the sponsors and all the crew. It was a beautiful night. Waterford High School and Bristol Central are the inaugural winners of the first ever Day Holiday Classic here at the Mohegan Sun. Game day will be back in the new year. 2022 is on its way, and we will be with you. Until then, happy holidays, everybody. Be safe. For the Sports Doctor Keith O'Brien, Peter Wappy, Mike DeMoro, and all of the crew here at the Day, good night, everybody.
At the Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.